Hello and welcome. Hi everybody. It is Sunday. It is Some Other Heroes Day. Welcome to this little stream. We are Queer Dungeoneers playing a 5e homebrew game of Dungeons and Dragons, set in a world of skyships and floating islands and strange magics and deep mysteries. My name is Chris. I use he, him pronouns, and I have the honour and joy of being the main storyteller and dungeon master for this, our ongoing campaign. With me are 4 wonderful people, 3 regulars, and our beautiful guest who has agreed to come back for another episode with us. And they are all going to introduce themselves. They're all going to
He tried so hard to get away, but no.
And I'm going to roll a dice today.
What?
It is Charlie.
Ah! Hello, I'm Charlie. I use she, her pronouns, and I am playing my adorable Saw Warlock, Satyr, Chaos, Goblin, Demon in her brain, but also not in her brain, but also still kind of maybe in her brain. We don't quite know where he is right now.
It's a whole thing.
Brain adjacent.
Brain adjacent.
Brain adjacent, ex-T-Rex,
Yeah,
Aisling.
Yeah.
He's on a sabbatical.
He's gone for a walk, that's all. Niky.
He's gone for a little menti bee walk.
Yeah. While he's out having a walk, Aisling's having a menti bee.
Hi, I'm Nicky. I'm also here, also having a menti bee.
Woo! Menti bees all round.
Menti bee does sound like a cocktail you'd get at a festival, trying to be like cool and edgy.
Oh, it does.
Yeah.
Sounds
Which
like
is
a member
interesting.
of, man, sounds
is
like a member
interesting
of
because
Soul Solid's crew that got away, actually.
Stop ruining it. God damn it.
Oh God, that's incredible! Excellent.
Oh my god! Which reminds me, did you know that in Norwich the other day at one of the music festival, N-Dubs was playing because they have a new album?
I forgot about
N-Dubs.
What year is it?
I know. Seriously, I was like, you know who else was on at the same thing? Blue. I mean,
Anyway,
I was having
Nicky,
proper like,
sorry,
oh my
we
god, have I missed a
hijacked your
decade?
intro.
Sorry, Nicky.
No, it's fine. I'm mostly he/himing, so go nuts. And I'm playing Skaith today, and I have been also playing Skaith. I was about to say historically, like I've been there in time immemorial. I have been one man.
Nicky and I have quietly
The
been playing
ancient
Scave
tablet.
story in the background.
Yeah, back in our Medway days. I'm playing Skaith Shadowmere, a wizard with a tism.
Amazing, and we love Scave.
What?
What? Wayne.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi, everybody. I am Wayne, and my pronouns are he, him, with the upward inflection. And I today shall be playing. Sorry, my pronouns are he, him, and today I shall be playing the Ultra Butch Dragonborn Rock.
Oh dear.
I'm so sorry. I apologize.
Chris is crying already, and we are 5 minutes in.
It's been a week, I think, for everybody in Some Other Heroes this week, and I think we're all just
some
letting
stuff
it
to
out.
release.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And
You know what? I'm
glad.
starting to understand why our YouTube videos like have a drop off after about 8 minutes. People get they're like, what the fuck is this?
Cowards.
Oh,
Cowardice.
dear. Theo, please.
That's me. Hello, I'm Theo. I use they, them pronouns, and I will be playing the other wizard with autism, Eugene.
Amazing. We have a few shout outs before we go into today's episode. As always, we'd like to draw attention to our wonderful friends who we share this space with, and we do have collabs and involvement with. And we're going to start today with our wonderful friends, Dice and a Slice. Do you like cake? And do you like Dungeons and Dragons? Well, you can enjoy those things together with our friends Dice and a Slice. They
It
are.
sounds like a JML advert. I love it.
It seems like I've been doing it the same way, and it's kind of just become like a spiel now.
JML.
Um,
Cake Dungeons.
But wait, do you listen this week?
They are amazing people. They are running a Dungeons and Dragons homebrew game set in a nautical world with mysterious gods, strange curses, and spoopy temples and swamps at the moment. It's all very strange, and there's lots of callbacks. But if you catch them in the moment, they have a new episode dropping this week, I believe. Really worth it. Wonderful people. We love them to pieces. They are our Norfolk TTRPG friends, and we think that you'll love it as well. Go on, treat yourself as
Also, they're a podcast, so you won't be able to see it, but Alicia has beautiful new autumnal hair, so you should follow them on
she
social
looking
media as well,
good.
because they look fat.
Pumpkin patch pics incoming, I'm sure.
Absolutely.
Oh, God, yeah.
Yes, it's that time of year.
Blessed
Second shout out, our friend Hedge is here, which means Misadventurers League are here. They are wrapping up their first arc of their Vampire the Masquerade game. It's been a huge amount of fun. They are wonderful people. They've been telling an amazing story. I think last time I talked to Hedge, he said he was going to take a little break afterwards, which he should do. Definitely do this. And they'll be back with new content very soon. I think Kids in Space is next up.
Oh my god, that sounds so good.
So that should be a lot of fun. 2-week break, Hedge says. That's awesome. So yeah, join
Well
them.
earned.
They are going to be playing Teenagers in Space, which is another TTRPG game based on a hack on kids with bikes, I think, if I'm right. Should be glorious fun. Watch a load of TTRPG streamers try and play teenagers again is always a laugh.
Yeah.
Our next shout out is to Actual Play UK. Actual Play UK are a channel dedicated to bringing together a multitude of TTRPG talents for different stories. They do short 1 to 4 episode story arcs on different campaigns. Recently, I was honoured to go over there and play the himbo we didn't know we needed, a undead paladin named Reginald Rombaz. If you want to catch that, you can catch it on their YouTube channel, but if not, tune in every Thursday and Friday, where they have Delta Green running every Thursday, and I think they've got a little bit of a break on Fridays, but they will be back. And I think the next thing might be Shiver, but I'm not entirely certain. Check out their social media, give them a follow, and see what they've got coming up. They're lovely.
They got lots happening.
Yeah. Another group of wonderful people who do variety stream TTRPG, our friends Horde of Tales. Horde have just come back. They've not really been anywhere, but they've reorganized how they run. They've kind of merged with a couple of other channels. They are full of very familiar faces who are really, really good people. They are doing, like Actual Play UK, they are trying to get together people from across Britain and Europe to have a channel of TTRPG creators that, as much as we love the Americans, are not completely reliant on the same people showing up all the time. It's very cool.
Love the Americans, we're here too.
Yes, exactly. That's it. That's the whole thing. We are here too, and we are creating wonderful things, and we love sharing this space with everybody. So they're just highlighting some different people, and they're doing some different stories. Their regular streams are coming back slowly. I think they've got a couple of chat shows up at the moment, and then some actual plays are coming very soon. So pop over and see what they're up to. They're lovely people too. I think that's everybody. Can't think of anything else other than thank you for coming back. If you are watching on YouTube, thank you for tuning in later. We just found out that episode 68 had 130 views, which May not sound like a lot in the
Oh.
big scheme of things for small creators like us. That's huge, and we really do
Uh-huh.
appreciate each and every
If you
one of
imagine
you.
130 people in a room,
It's a lot of people.
that's
Ugh.
God, my anxiety just kicked in.
Ugh.
Don't say that
All
thing.
of us were immediately repulsed.
It's like this might be a channel of introverts.
Oh.
I just love the fact that
I
all my
actually
cards
just
just
meant
went.
it quite literally. I'm very bad at like judging how many people are in a space, so
that's a lot of people.
I can't.
It's a lot of people. It really is a lot of people, and we do appreciate each and every one of you. There's one more thing. Feline Trickster is in chat, keeping you all safe. She's amazing.
Darren.
We love her. She has a
It's all
whopping
rodent.
great
What's this?
banhammer, which she keeps hidden away for bots and bad people. But don't worry, we know that you're all amazing and safe and wonderful. And if you do spot anything, just let her know. If we miss it, she'll make
fuck
sure
'em
it's
up.
sorted out. Yeah. Cool. I think with that, shall I drop the titles?
Yeah.
And we're back, and I think we missed that, so you got away with that one way. Oh, we'll have to watch a replay to see if that worked or not. Previously, on Some Other Heroes, Scathe and Eugene have been undertaking the Mage's Harrowing. It has not gone as planned, and the two of them and their friends have all been sucked into the land of dust and shadows, a mystical plane where the 13th seat of the godhoods sits, drawn into a war between the plane of dust and shadow and the realm of the worm that devours. They had some fights, had some fun, learnt a lot about the nature of the world that they exist in, and came through victorious, having got rid of the anchor that held the demon lord who was commanding the forces of the worm that devours. They are on the precipice of returning to their own plane to find out exactly what happened when they left and how much time has passed, because they don't know. And that is where we're going to join them today. I think we left the last episode with you guys about to go towards the Alabaster Throne, but I'm actually happy to wind it back if you want to have any moments with the NPCs who are remaining behind. So it's Bridget and Lou, and Throne's Blade is going to take you through, but if you want to talk to anybody...
Ashley's already given Lou a hug before she left. because
Yeah, I think, and we've said our
She
thank
love
yous.
hates him.
She love
I
hates
said
him. Yeah.
my thank yous to Bridget and stuff. So I think Rock is all right.
I think as Aisling and Alabaster are having a chat with Lou, Throne's Blade will ask Eugene to step aside for a second.
Mm-hmm.
I have a question for you.
Okay.
Have you noticed any difference in Aisling?
What kind of difference?
I am concerned, and I don't think they have considered it. Alabaster and Aisling exist in the same space. Two entities feeding off of one life force. And eventually, something has to give.
Wait, what does that mean?
I don't know what will happen when Alabaster reaches his full power.
Wait,
But-
could it kill Aisling?
I am concerned it might. I know that Alabaster would not want harm on Aisling, but similarly, without Alabaster at his full power, the Sky Shield cannot be saved, and the realms cannot be put to right. If you notice anything unusual or different about Aisling, you need to investigate it fully.
There's a long list.
The bar is very high.
When you say unusual, what sort of things should I be looking out for?
Changes in behavior, surges in power, disappearances and reappearances, displacement. Not knowing the full nature of Alabaster, I cannot say exactly how this will manifest. But there may be a time where Aisling needs to make a difficult choice between herself and the world.
But there's got to be something we can do, though, right?
Absolutely. And I shall talk to the throne, and I shall meditate on this and do everything in my power to make sure that both of them survive this.
And I'm guessing I shouldn't tell Aisling?
If she knows and Alabaster knows, can you trust that they will make the right decisions? I'm sorry this has to be you, but you know more than anyone else in your group of friends.
Fair.
You are my ally, and I trust you with this. Do not lose hope. There is so much about this realm we do not understand, and I have lived here for millennia.
Yeah, I have an idea of... Well, hopefully we can talk to someone soon who might know more about the connection between here and Erebus. So maybe that will help.
I think I have miscommunicated something. This is still Erebus. It is part of your world, just separate.
But yeah.
I am remembering more each day. The stronger the Alabaster Guardian grows, the stronger its cohorts grow.
And if you remember something that might be important, is there a way for you to communicate it to me?
Do I have permission to summon you?
Yes?
I will try and
Maybe
make
a
it
knock first would be
I will try and make it
nice.
obvious that I am going to.
Yeah.
Oh, so they have to knock.
Right. Gather your friends. It is time we got you home.
Okay.
You all gather with Crone's blade. She takes hands where she can, and where she can't, she gets you to hold on to one another, and her instruction is clear. Whatever you see, whatever you perceive, hold on. And she places her hand on the throne and nods for you, her free hand on the throne, and nods for you all to do the same. One by one, you place your free hand where you have one onto the cold stone. There is a sinking and pulling feeling, as if you are suddenly drawn underwater, deep into a chasm of darkness. You are aware that you are still holding a hand, but you cannot see each other. I would like you all to roll a d8 for me, please.
Okay.
8.
Ooh. 4 from Wayne.
2.
2 from Charlie.
3.
3 from Thea. Niky, you get to choose who goes first.
Oh, okay. Theo can go first.
You got to go first.
It's all right in game, I think. It's just the introductions that Theo's worried about. Eugene, tell me something that Eugene has not told his friends.
Oh.
I do this to them every once in a while. I just kind of like, tell me something about your character. And they're like,
Yeah.
we have had 0 time to prep for this. I'm like,
Thanks.
that's the point.
This is so broad. Like a big thing, a small thing, a medium thing.
You can make it as big as you want. It can be challenging, or it can be wholesome. It can be something that he has kept even though he knows it would draw them together, or something he fears that will drive them apart.
Oh man, I'm sorry.
No
I'm
worries.
trying to think
I know you've had
quickly.
a big week, so
This is why Theo doesn't go first. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, for
my
God's sake, Niky!
fault. It's entirely my fault. I knew the format. I chose to break the format. It's entirely my fault.
what I would say is, even though you still have this sensation of someone holding your hand, you find yourself standing in this strange open space, like a field of stars at your feet that ripple like water every time you step forward. Above is a grey-white sky that should hurt your eyes to look at, but doesn't somehow. And you know beneath the surface of this water, this field of strange, distant bodies is nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Okay, I've got something.
Okay.
I don't think Eugene would have shared this just because he's probably embarrassed about it. But he has... So when he first started learning magic, he was doing so in secret because his dad wanted him to be a swordsman and all that kind of stuff. And Eugene felt like that was his only choice, but he wanted to learn magic, so he started doing so in secret. and he made his own spellbook out of like cardboard and sort of like macaroni shapes on the cover, and it's like bound together with bits of string.
Oh my
But
God.
he has it with him still, like all the time, carries it with him to like remind himself of like how important it is to remember like who you are, and that you can't go through life pretending to be something you're not.
You turn at a familiar sound, a voice, your own voice, much younger, higher pitched. No, oh no. You find yourself in a barn, very familiar barn, with a version of yourself you haven't seen. You at the age of 10, 11, but slightly translucent, but that same starry effect, beating out a fire that you have accidentally caused, summoning your first firebolt. That moment of victory of woohoo is quickly followed by oh no, as you realise the dry straw that make up the bales in this place are highly flammable, and you are beating it with a jacket and kind of hoping you can get on top of it. This is the moment that Tythig found you practicing magic. It's a terrifying and fond memory at the same time. You were expecting to be marched out and told that you were wrong and bad and naughty. Instead, this gnome who, despite always being small, had always had this presence, just smiled, cast summon water, and put out the fire, and then sat you down and taught you some safety basics and told you they would be back tomorrow and you shouldn't do this in local places. And that is how your true tuition started. You turn away from this, and in the distance you see a version of yourself, older, more practiced, just a little touch of grey at the hair, a strange black staff with a golden head and a floating crystal in one hand. With you is a familiar rat and a portal which you see inside. The ways. You turn to Pocket and go, well, we've done all we can here. Should we go and see what being a keeper of the ways is really about? And step through that portal closing behind you.
This episode may contain possible spoilers.
Sorry, guys. Spoilers for episode 3000.
You feel a tug at your hand, and you look down at your reflection, but you don't see it. You see this mountain of earth and soil, and somehow it seems to have a form to it, and a star at the top that burns brighter than anything you've ever seen. And for a second, you feel connected to everything and everyone on Erevis. And you know that the world has seen you too. I can't remember the numbers, but I think Wayne rolled the next highest, if I'm right. You rolled a 4, didn't you? 4,
Yeah.
3, and then 2. Cool. Wayne, would you like to choose who goes second?
Sure. I'll go second.
Amazing.
Aisling, are you ready for us to face horrible visions? Because that's part of the course, isn't it?
Nope. Dismemberment ahoy!
Yeah, here we go.
Tell me something that Rock is proud of.
Rock is the thing that Rock is proud of is also the thing that he's also probably most ashamed of,
Okay.
and that's why he doesn't really ever try to really think about it too much. He is very proud of having made his own way and his own stories. That's what he always wanted to create. So he is proud of the fact that he has done that, even though he, as a child, never really thought it would be possible, which is why he lost himself in his storybooks. But he also knows that while that has made him very proud of himself, it has also been a form of running away. And so it's something he is very proud of because he always wanted to do it, but every time he thinks about it or allows himself to be proud of doing that, there is a small pang of kind of guilt that he kind of ran away from responsibilities to create these stories instead of being brave enough to do it purposefully so that everybody knew. He kind of just left.
You find yourself on the same field. These strange stars. You are aware a hand holds you, but you cannot see anybody else here. You look around. Water ripples every single step you take. And you are cast back to a memory that's very, very buried for you. You're very young. Barely little more than a hatchling, to be fair. Just at that point where you start to understand the world and everything is questionable. You are with your grandmother on her personal estate, with that familiar pathway and those hidden gardens that you and your sister grew up and loved. Your sister is not born yet. It will be another summer before she joins you and your world becomes both more difficult and brighter for the addition. You and your grandmother are having a quiet moment. You are scribbling pictures of her stories and telling them back to her. And she is smiling, this beauticious smile. When one of her servants comes through and whispers something to her that you can't quite make out, and she smiles. Darling, I need you to draw on your own for a little while. Don't go too far. Stay on the balcony. Oh, I just have to talk to someone. Something.
Why? Can I come?
Maybe next time. She pops you in on the chair, just gives you a peck on the head, and then walks through.
Wait, how long are you going to be?
Just a minute.
Oh, that's forever.
Count it slowly, like we talked about.
Okay.
And she steps through. She never really quite got how sharp or curious you really were. You climb up on the back of the chair that wonderful dangerous shift beneath it that toddlers don't fear. It could go over at any second. You peer in through the dark glass that make out the outside of the window. You could just about make out your grandmother standing with a tall, blue-scaled Dragonborn who is holding a piece of paper and jabbing his finger in the air angrily. And you watch her. You never saw your grandmother angry very often, but she reaches out with her power and pushes him back, wings made of gems spreading from her back, and you hear sharp words. They are no threat to you, and they will never be a threat to you. Go back to your little throne, little man, and leave my family alone. Make me a perception check.
Oh, great. I think I'd know what my modifier was by now. 14.
14. Can't quite make out the details other than this Dragonborn has blue scales, but there's something vaguely familiar about them. After this exchange, he grabs up this piece of paper which he's dropped and scutters out. She takes a moment to compose herself and then comes back out. Now then, tell you the story about the gnomes of Palm.
No.
You shift back away from this memory. Something curious and buried there that might mean something, maybe a gift. And you turn. You find yourself in a room you're not familiar with. Dark stone walls decorated with gold chalices and regal red finery in colours, an emblem that you don't recognise yet. You are standing in front of a mirror wearing an unfamiliar dark robe, fastened tightly at the waist. You look older. The greying of scales has started. You have your spines cut shorter than you're used to. There's a at the door, and you turn to see Rebecca come in. They're ready to talk to you if you are willing to do this. You see yourself sigh. Oh, it's so dull, all these meetings all the time. Yes, but it will be a brighter future, not only for the scattered lands, but for the world below. You worked hard for this. They want to speak to you. You see a wry smile, which you know from yourself is you pretending to not like something when you are actually quite proud of it. And you see yourself turn, and the two of them walk through that doorway together into an open room full of lots of faces from lots of places. Then Charlie, you rolled the next highest, so you can choose between yourself or Skate.
I'll go next.
Yep. Tell me something Aisling is genuinely afraid of.
It isn't just the hag at the bottom of the garden. Hedge, no.
Hedge
No.
just said eggs.
No.
Oblexes. Possible.
Oh, damn it. There's so many stupid answers, but I think
Watermelons.
Watermelon's just a
I
big
think-
egg fruit. So.
True.
no. No.
Dear.
No. Aisling is, apart from all the silly stuff that does spook her, I think she's afraid of I think maybe she's really genuinely fucking terrified of the idea of not having Alabaster around anymore. I think because she's got so attached to her friends and got so used to this situation, she's really worried that if she doesn't have Alabaster, then she'll be useless to them, or she will revert back to how she was before she found Alabaster, and she was a bit of a fucking loose cannon idiot back then. She has since calmed down.
I appreciate
Okay.
that. Yeah.
Trust. But yeah, I think that's her main thing. She doesn't want to be useless vanilla Aisling anymore, because she's sort of assigned all her value onto her being Alabaster, kind of.
Alabaster's conduit, as it were.
Yeah.
Same field, same feelings. A hand in yours, but no one around. This is a private moment. You turn and you hear an unfamiliar voice. You see two figures scrambling through wood, desperately moving as fast as they can. A human woman, dark skin, braided hair, and a sense of urgency about her, steps out, and she holds in her arm a swaddled bundle, which she smiles down to. A second later, a male satyr, broad of chest, powerfully built, a warrior and a fighter, steps out behind her. His hair color is teal, and the fur is a soft orange, much like yours. We don't have time to waste, my love. I know. Two of them scramble down a riverbank to a boat, and you swear she will protect her. She will guide her as best as she can. She will put her with people who will love her and protect her. Oh. You see the woman fish out a little statue, unevenly hewn, of a horned figure. Wherever he is hiding, I hope his grace finds you. I love you, my little Aisling. And places a kiss on your forehead before putting the swaddled child into the boat. The two of them wade into the water to push it, and then you see the woman gather strange shadowy magic around her. Go now. Grandmother Kureri is waiting. It blows as dust. You watch this boat just vanish. There's a cracking sound and something large rushes towards them from the shadows. But your attention is on the boat as it streams away to safety. You turn and you find yourself on the bow of an airship. few feet down from you is an older version of you. Grey is starting to come in at the temple. The horns are longer than you have ever seen, tipped with this beautiful white that comes halfway down and still decorated with the same golden decorations that Campbell bought you. You're wearing a long robe in like a panel dress. Looks much more elegant than your normal stuff. And almost like you've not expecting to go rambling through the undergrowth. And you're looking out over there, but you're still scribbling quickly, watching the land below you. A second figure steps out. A grey-skinned tiefling with twinned horns and a flash of white hair. She steps up beside you. So what will I find below? Well, you say, that's part of the point, isn't it? It's the whole point of the adventure, is to go and find the things. Tiefling nods. And how will I know when I've learnt my lesson? Well, that one's a bit more difficult, you say sagely. There are no easy answers for this one, Bryn. You will travel. You will find what you need to find. And then you'll return to us when you found it. It's a much bigger world than when you were a kid. I'm looking forward to hearing your stories, though. Well, Grand Cartographer, says Bryn, I look forward to telling them to you. You are drawn away. You're aware of this rumbling behind you. You turn around and look up into this mountainous figure that's looking down at you, this bright star at the top of it. And like your friends before you, you are aware that you are part of the world, and the world has seen you as well. Okay. This same field, this same feeling. You feel Eugene's hand in yours, but you cannot see Eugene. You dare not let go. Even when you turn and that bright white sky turns shadowy grey, ashen like night. An endless field of darkness with mausoleums. 1, 2, 3, 4, as far as the eye can see. You watch in silence as a familiar procession occurs. A small boy, same colour skin as yours, hair slightly longer and wilder, in plain robes, is being marched by two unfamiliar figures. Clad in this chitinous armour, black as night, unreflective. But why must I go? It is written that you were hidden for so long was not required. You are a creature of life, and this is a place of death. You must live before you return. Will I ever see you again? That is up to you. But know that you choose your own path. But I don't get to say goodbye. You were never here. You were not meant to be. They stand before a strange portal which opens up. Go now. Just beyond it, you see a familiar looking grove of trees, one that you have returned to several times, and a tall, long white-haired star elf who would become one of your masters stands, his hands clenched. Come to me, boy. Don't look back. As you kind of come close, he kneels down. You must be very confused. And it's okay. If you need to cry, if you need to scream, you can do all those things. But right now, if you can, I would like to ask if you could choose a name. This boy, this serious boy, sits and thinks for a second. I would like to be called Scathe. The Star Elf nods and stands, and with a gentle guiding hand, leads his newest student away. You turn away from the scene and back into the lands of shadow and darkness. It's different somehow. There's more movement than you were expecting. The tombs are being opened and strange, twisted versions of elves are standing upright for the first time in centuries. There is a green light at the end, and in the middle of it, you stand, older, barely touched by time, because time is kind to the elves. But you can see it in yourself, in your posture, wearing black chitinous armor, guiding the dead back to life. This all falls away, and you find yourselves falling through this feeling again. You can see one another again. Throne's Blade has you all each held tight. You fall and fall. And when you open your eyes, you are standing where you left. In the middle of the Scholistus, surrounded by heavily armed, very frightened looking emerald guards.
Initiative, let's go.
We're gonna fight our way out of New Dawan. Everyone kind of takes a second, and then somebody screams, "They're back! They came back! They're back! They returned!"
How long has it been?
Hello.
Okay, 1 second. Hi,
It's only
Proctor.
been 1 second.
Hi, Proctor.
Oh, sweet autistic Scathe.
A familiar-looking, dark-skinned Earth Ganassi comes round the corner. He means only a moment. He means take a moment, please, Scathe. And it has been 2 hours since you left.
Okay, that's not too bad.
Are you all unhurt? Do any of you need medical attention? And what the hell is that?
Huh?
She looks up, and you all look. You kind of look at your hands, and then see that you are all standing, holding the hands of a very large celestial, crouched with a huge glaive over her shoulder, kind of looking at these armed guards, trying to assess whether she needs to kill things to protect you.
She's a friend. She's a friend.
Yeah, she's not a threat.
She's with us, I promise.
Lower your weapons.
They all kind of look around. Well, do as she says. Do as they say. And you see Grandpere kind of steps out of the crowd, kind of sheathing their rapier. Come on, quick! And you kind of see guards automatically kind of like emerald guards without habit, through force of habit, just kind of obeying what Aramis says. First things first, he turns, wanders over and just grabs Eugene in a hug, and kind of looks you over, and then kind of just just kind of reaches out and touches each of you in turn. Just right. Well, call in guards, please. Just a standard group of defenders. The rest of you, if you could call the High Proctor through, and also tell the court the breach we think is under control. Right. This is there's a lot. There's a lot going on. Wow. First off, I'm glad you're all right. What in the hell's happened?
A bit before we go into that, could I just introduce Throne's Blade, who is a guardian and an ally who has been kind enough to help return us to this realm. So just so you know who you are in the presence of.
Throne's Blade, and he bows, and she inclines her head.
I will face Throne's Blade and say, these are allies. These are allies of ours as well.
She glances around and looks up, leans in. I have words for these allies. Bring their leader here so that I may address them. I think they're coming, actually. There's a hustle and there's a lot of going on by people running back and forth. Clearly nobody was expecting this. You get a chance to look around the room. The magic circle you were standing in has bubbled and boiled the floor, so it looks like it was, you know, that kind of tar-like sensation when tarmac has got too hot and bubbled up. Looks like that. There is a vague sense of magic in it.
Not paying for the repairs.
The only place that looks unharmed is a central point in the middle where Isabel stood.
Okay. Also, can I just real quick, Aisling's not been listening to anything. She's instead been checking to see if Alabaster's in her head.
I'll come to that in a second. Niky.
The space where Shithead stood.
Yes.
Is clear, right? Is it?
No, not.
No.
Yes, no, not Hope.
Yeah.
That space is less. It kind of okay. Well, give me an investigation check. Actually, that'd be nice. That'd be nice. Let's roll some actual dice today.
I'm mostly trying to ascertain whether or not this was the subject of some kind of force field, as in there's an area around them that is clear, or is something closer to a careful spell, where in which it appears clear because nothing was like hit off them and left a shadow.
Guidance.
Thank you. What does that mean? 4? D4?
1d4.
I played Baldur's Gate, yeah.
We are playing 5th edition Baldur's Gate.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
You want investigation?
Yes, please.
Can I interest you in Arcana?
Yes, sure. Go for Arcana. I feel
Okay.
Arcana would also help.
27.
27. So you can see the reeves of the spell, and with that roll, you can tell that the focal point was indeed the wild magic sorceress herself. Somebody has indeed messed with the spell as it has happened, and it has come from the point you vaguely remember Hope standing. Sorry, excuse me. The central point where the proctor's assistant was standing is unharmed, not because of a magical protection, but because it was planned not to hit that point.
So the spell was crafted around it. It's not that somebody did something and left a
Yeah,
a
it wasn't
specific imprint.
It wasn't she went shield or anything like that. It never came close to her in the first place.
God, she was able to cast it in a donut shape.
Yeah.
That's magic.
Nice.
We need to learn how to cast fire donut quickly. So we
Yeah.
just
Fire
learn
donut.
how to sat in the middle of it.
I mean,
I
Brain
cast fire
donut?
pretzel.
Just different baked goods.
I like that idea. A
you,
fire baguette is a little disappointing, but you know, you can give it a go.
you reach for Alabaster.
Mm-hmm.
It takes a while, but he's still there. He's sleeping.
He's all tuckered out.
Oh,
For the
the
first
little
time,
guy had his first day in the real world, and he's all exhausted now.
Having a corporeal form sure does take it out of you.
yeah, it feels like
Oh, same, Alabaster, same.
it feels like it's kind of weird. Like he's not weakened. You're still as strong as you ever were, and he feels as powerful as he was. But he does feel like that was a lot, and it wasn't supposed to happen that way. And let me have an insight check from you.
Okay. Oh, feck it. 11.
11.
Mhm.
Can't really say. You're kind of assuming that he's knackered from exerting himself in a way that his body is not used to.
I'll
Can I roll
almost sort of like burst into my brain and be like, Alabaster! Oh shit! And I like creep away.
Ah, dear.
Can I roll a perception check just to see if I can sort of see Aisling's?
Yeah, you can make an
Doing
insight
something.
check on this one.
I
He
Actually.
think-
literally never tries to hide this shit, so.
Yeah, because I think Rock's first sort of thing to do here would be to check that Eugene and Aisling are okay.
Aw.
Oh, that's all right. What did you say? Sorry, insight.
Yes, please.
16.
16. I think you pick up that Aisling is kind of in her head for a second, and then
I'm just gonna.
comes back out of
Sorry.
it.
I'm just gonna put a hand on Aisling's arm and just kind of say,
Ugh.
just very quietly, kind of go, "You okay?"
Uh-huh. I was just checking if Alabaster's still about, and he is, but he's fucking sleeping.
Okay, that's fine. We're back.
Is it?
It's fine. Until we know otherwise, it's fine.
Okay. you
And I'm
guys
gonna
alright?
I'm gonna do the same thing. Put a hand on Eugene's shoulder and just kind of go, "Are you okay?"
I think he kind of jumps a little bit as you put your hand on his shoulder.
See, but I know that if he jumped, then Rock would also probably jump as well.
Which
Oh
means
my
Aisling
God.
would jump.
Oh god!
It's like a little Mexican wave.
So it is going to be one of those where Rock puts his hand on Eugene and Eugene jumps and then Rock goes, "What?" And Aisling goes, "What?"
We are
No,
bored.
I'm fine. I just wanted to check you're okay. Are you okay?
Me? Yeah.
Okay.
I'm
If Skate, you all right?
Yes, I
Yes.
Are you sure?
yes, it was a that was a new experience.
Yeah. Yeah, you know what? There's quite a lot to unpack in that little journey. So
Hey, I
let's.
saw some wild shit that I'm gonna need to talk to you guys about.
Yeah, right back at you.
Okay.
Although I think I need to figure out what it is first before. Anyway, I just want to check you're okay before we face whatever this is.
Isabel was untouched by the spell.
I somehow feel that wasn't coincidence.
No,
Mm.
it is a it seems very deliberate and clean, considering the amount of collateral elsewhere.
Sorry, just a quick check-in, Chris. What happened to Isabel? Did we see
Yeah.
her afterwards or anything?
Nope. Isabel was holding the magic circle
In-
and holding the magic from the ways for you all.
In which case,
we-
yeah. So just having clarified that, so Rock would probably just kind of go,
So actually, with that Arcana check before, I think it would occur to Scathe, if she was holding magic from the waves, she couldn't have concentrated on anything else without letting that go.
So where
So,
is she
yeah.
at?
Do we think she's still around? Because she didn't come with.
The fate of Isabel Thurwillen is for the court to decide, says a familiar, haughty voice as a tall sun elf walks through.
Fuck's sake.
Oh, I thought
Thrones
felt-
Blade, you can actually, that one, actually.
She is flanked by Somadir and Taletta, who Taletta just gives her a look and then just steps forward quickly to beside her partner and just...
In Aisling, Eugene, and Skade's heads, they just hear Rock say, Eugene, it's the first time I think that I've got chillier when the sun has entered the room.
That's one of Rock's finest. Skaith, you're in the group chat now. You get to see it.
But Rock's expression doesn't change at all. He just smiles at them as they come forward.
You see behind them the rest of the Eternal Court mostly go through. And then behind them, the head proctor of the Scholastus steps through, kind of looking angry that these people stepped into his room. And I think this is Aisling picks up on it. He looks pissed that these people came into his chamber before he could. And I think Scathe, you're very familiar with this. This is overstepping. This is his domain, and it doesn't matter if the Eternal Court runs the city. This is his school.
Elves are all about domain. They love to draw a line in between two things and go, this side's mine, that side's yours. They love
It's all
it.
gonna kick off.
And he practically glides up the stairs and kind of just comes down beside Taletta and just kind of gives the Seat of Sun a look as he goes back, which is loaded with back off. I need to do my job first.
Get him.
He comes in and goes, looks at you. Are you all right? Are any of you hurt?
I've got a bit of blood, but that's fine.
I think we're fine. I mean, there's been a lot happening, but I think we are physically fine. I just didn't expect it to be an entire inquisition. This is rather a lot of people.
Adaria is dead.
I
Adaria?
gathered she... Adara.
Okay, we'll go right
Adara,
into that part.
Lou, Bridget, and I believe the bear man, bear boy.
He stayed behind.
I-
Oh no, actually he came
Yeah, I
with
thought
you.
so.
Yeah, he's behind you. Actually, he's been quiet this
Hell
whole
yeah!
time. This is very
I
strange.
renamed him Barrington in my head, and I've not been able to reach his real name.
Barrington.
It is
It's not
something.
No.
far off.
No, it's not.
It's Baradon.
Baradon.
Yeah.
Thank
There we
you.
Oh
It's
shit, that is
Barrington.
very close.
Yeah, it's
He's very quiet and he's looking around wide-eyed at everything that's happened.
Would I notice that?
Yeah, I think it's fairly obvious that he's just kind of keeping... He's very much on the, I'm going to keep my mouth shut and just let this all happen, and then hopefully I come out of this the other side without being clapped in irons or killed. He's reached that level. I mean,
I will just literally try and kind of stand between him, sort of, so it's us and then him behind us, so that actually they're too busy interfacing with us to really pay much attention to him right now.
Aw.
I'll just kind of step forward a little bit because they're going to have questions for us, so we can kind of draw that attention.
Theo, were you going to say something as well?
Yeah, I just wanted to do like a vibe check. I know it's very un-Eugene. At the members of the Eternal Court when they entered, and their reactions to Thrones Blade.
Yes, because I think this is all because everyone is settling in now, and I think it's a great time to roll a general insight check.
I got a natural 20.
Fabulous.
Because it's not a wisdom saving throw.
Yo,
Yes.
but it is
Whereas-
wisdom.
For a total of 26.
Amazing.
Oh!
Believe it
There-
or not, I am proficient in insight.
Damn.
The autism disappears for a brief moment, and you're able to read a room.
No, it's the pattern recognition
Yeah.
kicks in.
Oh.
So, different reactions from different people.
Right, Eugene's just like, I have no idea what they expect from me, but I know what they're feeling.
Absolutely perfect. Taletta is more focused on you and doesn't necessarily pick up immediately, and then when she does, there's a step back, and and then you clock her recognizing Throne's Blade. Probably, even though she's not see, it's kind of like a, is that what I think it is? And you're getting the same thing from your grandpair as well. Sommadir has his eyes on Throne's Blade. He is calculating a threat and whether it needs to be dealt with. He hasn't moved to his weapon, but you get this impression from him that if she were to do anything, he would be the first to strike.
He's giving her an ocular pat down.
Yeah, he's just making sure that his people are safe, which is kind of the energy you got from Sommadir when he visited Taletta before. He's a man who's a man of action, and he's just working out what his action needs to be in this case. Interesting, and I think Scathe, you would pick up on this as well, just because you're familiar with the person. Rafa Elijah, the seat of shadow, is smiling. Somebody knows who this is and is quite excited to see how this all throws down.
I love the shadowy one.
Bastian, the seat of star, is trying to calm the High Proctor down. And it's keeping one eye on Throne's Blade to see what she does, but his main focus is to stop a fight between Simit Harris and the High Proctor. Simit hasn't acknowledged Throne's Blade, is too busy trying to make a scene to take control of the situation to actually acknowledge the fact that there is a powerful celestial
You
in
have to
this
be
room.
real dedicated to drama to ignore that.
Yeah. Estra is working out. You get the hunter's feel. You're reminded of Skier for a second, like that whole sort of assess my target. How dangerous is this? How powerful is it?
How many knives can I fit in it?
You can see her kind of twitching to reach for a bow that's not there. And the last representative is Dempsey Little Dempsey Little Bow, little fellow, who is the little tiny fairy character who represents the Bear King, who's just very excited to be here.
I'm just happy to have been invited.
So cute.
I was just wondering, looking around, going, "It's still very cool," because you kind of get the impression Fae don't often come to the Scholastic. Some of them do, but not many. And Dempsey's probably never stepped foot in this place, so he's just
We make a
excited.
mess wherever we go.
Debates, voices are being raised. Throne's Blade stands to her full height and bangs her glaive on the floor. Are
You're fucked
you
now.
the leaders of this city? Everyone falls silent and looks to her. I think Simit kind of goes to talk, and Taletta just steps forward and goes, "We are the Eternal Court. We represent the people and their needs, but we are a voice for the city. We are part of what guides it, but we are not a leader per se. Elves try not to do that if we can." Thronesblade kind of cocks her head for a second, as if kind of working out whether Toletta's trying to mislead her or not, and glances
I think
at Civic.
Rock's just like that. They are in charge. It's all nice words, but they are in charge.
We remember an oath, says Thronesblade. An oath to this world that you and your people took millennia past. You swore to serve this world so that this world could serve you, to protect its borders so that this world could protect you. And you did this before an agent of the Alabaster Throne. Toletta kind of goes, that is old history, one that we have possibly forgotten, as she deliberately casts a glance at the Seat of Sun. But certainly some of us have recorded this if we did not realise it was full truth. I am an agent of the Alabaster Throne. I am an agent of Erevis. I am calling in your oath. Remember your duty, elves. This world is your home because you asked to be here. If you wish to remain, you must help protect it. One more time. Scave Shadowmire. Eugene Appleby Zillman.
Appleman.
I would absolutely love them. What's his throat like? Eugene's. Eugene.
Oh no.
Are both allies of the Alabaster Throne. They, through cunning, guile, and show of strength, have protected the realm of dust and shadow. In the eyes of the Alabaster Throne, they are high mages and should be given the honours bestowed upon such a position. Well, I am not in a position to judge that, Toletta says cautiously, and she turns to the High Proctor. I am not in the mood to get stabbed by an ancient celestial who's pissed off at us, frankly. And after everything that you have gone through, the fact that you even managed to return to us after what was done to you shows resolve and strength. There will need to be details and discussions, but provisionally, I am more than happy to declare your harrowing over.
Yeah! Aisling says that. Yeah! Shit. Sorry.
I think there's a few claps that sort of start, and I think there's a lot of uncertainty of whether they should be clapping in this situation.
I'll
or
clap.
not.
I'll fucking clap real well.
The fairy's the one in the back
Yeah.
like that.
Woo! Yeah!
Actually, I think with that insight roll, Eugene, it's Summerdeer that starts the clapping. Above anybody else. But even before Aisling does, he's like, and it all kind of starts
Fucking
rippling out.
flamenco.
The Guardian. I'm doing it that way so that the audience can see rather than my face. So if I clap like that, assume that they're clapping normally, okay?
I will assume flamenco.
Whereas if I clap like that, it is most definitely for the drop.
Okay.
The scattered lands are very zesty. It's
Very zesty.
I love it.
Chris, can I please cast Detect
Fine.
Thoughts on the Sun Elf?
She needs a wisdom saving throw, doesn't she?
She does, yeah.
Will she be super happy that you're doing that?
She rolled like Chris rolls, so...
Oh, never mind.
Hey, Chris is DMing people, you can tell, because he just didn't roll above a 5.
Yay!
So,
As is tradition.
As is tradition. So, yeah, her thoughts...
Initially, even without the roll, I get surface thoughts.
Okay.
What's most on its mind at the moment?
Just a general, well, this is a mess. This is... How am I going to spin this to the families in the Sun Court? How are we going to... What is it? I'm terrified of that thing. It's dangerous. Why is it here? Oaths. What oaths? Taletta better not be trying to pull a fast one on me. And if you want to delve closer, as we've seen...
Yeah, so because of the failing of the wisdom saving throw, it says you gain insight into its reasoning, if any, its emotional state, and something that looms large in its mind, such as something it worries over, loves, or hates.
She is frustrated, bordering on angry, a little afraid definitely of Throne's Blade. This is a situation she cannot control, and this is a woman who doesn't like situations that she can't control. Moreover, you kind of get the impression that as a sun elf, reputation is everything. And if she is seen as weak in her seat, she might lose her seat. You get the impression there are knives waiting to stab her in the back.
Yep, that's cool. Yeah, and that's not just Ashling's. Yeah, that's cool.
My Lady Throne's Blade, says Taletta, we are welcome to accommodate you here if you wish to remain, though we might need to address the general size and difference, and Throne's Blade holds up a hand. I have said what I have said. My agents are watching this world. I will return to where I need to be. Then she turns to the four of you. You have my eternal gratitude, all of you. And for the next moment, and she kind of reaches out and she gives you all enhanced ability, Owl's Wisdom. So you have advantage on wisdom saving throws and checks.
Fuck yeah.
For
For
the
how
next
long?
hour.
Nice.
I will bow very deeply to Throne's Blade and just say, it is you who deserves our gratitude. Thank you for returning us.
Thank you for saving this world and my realm.
Let's not jump the gun, but
Yeah. it's
we
still
will
super
continue
stressful doing it.
to do what we can.
She won, and there's this of shadow. And when it falls, she's gone.
Oh, that was so cool. That was so cool.
That is a very intense woman. Says Taletta. I like her. Aramis, you like everybody, my love. That's your curse and your joy. Perhaps we shouldn't stand here. I'm certain that the school wishes to start working on fixing what's happened here.
Sorry, we we didn't, but the floor looks a bit fucked up, so sorry about that.
Rock will direct at the High Proctor, and not at the others, but at him, and say, I am terribly sorry that we had to intrude on your space and do any damage. Unfortunately, we didn't have much control over that, and thank you for allowing us in your space.
My dear man, you were expected and very welcome. This is the price of high magic. It will be sorted. It only saddens me that so few of you made it through.
we're not the only ones who survived, though, so we can share more on that with you at a later date.
And he kind of turns to the court. Taletta, if the court is happy that this is no longer a breach that threatens New Doan, I would like to talk to my student and my fellow examinees to find out exactly what happened. I am happy to share my report with you all once it is complete. But I do believe, and he kind of glances to where Throne's Blade was, you might have to have some conversations yourselves. Taletta just kind of smiles and nods very gently. An honor as always, Yoan. And she kind of turns to the others. My fellows, if we would like to return to the council chambers, we can discuss this at length. She kind of reaches out to kind of squeeze her partner's arm. Do stay close to them. Make sure they get some rest. They smile. Of course. Or some wine. That would probably help too. They leave, and the guards, all but the guards who are stationed at the Scholistus, leave as well.
Before they leave
Yes.
the room, would it be possible for Eugene to grab Taletta just before they leave?
She's very close to you, so you could just kind of...
Yeah, I think he'd just kind of rush over and give her a hug to kind of disguise him talking to her.
She'd wrap you in a cuddle. Are you okay?
Yes. Well, physically, yes. We have much to discuss with you, and I also just wanted to let you... I mean, I'm sure this much is obvious, but there are people that can't be trusted, and I don't know who that might be. And I also... Should we trust the High Proctor?
Eowyn is many things, but he's not a traitor to this city or this world. He's fascinated by magic, possibly to the point where, and I think you'll underappreciate this, he sometimes forgets to check in with the world around him. But he's...
Nope, can't relate.
But yes, and also, even if he is involved somehow, it would be foolish for him to even consider making any action at this point. Plus, I'm fairly certain if he did anything, Scathe would take his head off.
No.
Well, yeah, I wasn't really worried about that. I just was concerned that maybe there were things we shouldn't tell him, but...
I will have to leave your
Yes.
judgment to that,
Okay.
grandson. But you came back to us. I mean, I know it's only been a couple of hours from our perspective, but don't give your grandmother a heart attack. I've only just got you, so I don't want to lose you that quickly.
I'll try.
She just gives you a gentle kiss on the forehead. Right. Got to go and be quickly. Wish me luck. You can count the snake bites later. They leave, leaving you with the High Proctor and some of the immediate staff. There are a couple of the people who were overseeing who are here still. Stone has remained, as has Ryla Shadowthorn, the Night Elf cleric who decided to cover for Scathe, and Summerdeer has decided to stay behind from the council as well. Is that right? Yes. Yeah. They take you through to another room, actually to the outer room where you were before. Some of the students are chased off again, and you are moved to some quiet seats, and the questioning begins. You're bought food and wine, and they just ask you lots and lots and lots of details. Is there anything that you hide from them?
Rock will absolutely 100% take Eugene's lead on this, because he is very aware he's back in elf territory. So I think he would very much just contribute where he can, but would absolutely let Eugene lead on anything that, needs to be shared.
Who's in the room? Who's hearing us right now?
So there's a High Proctor, Eugene, as Taletta named him. There is Rayla Shadowthorn, who's a cleric, who's also giving you just checking you over to make sure that you're not possessed, cursed, or anything like that. There is Stone. Summerdeer has remained behind as well, probably just as a voice of reason for the council, just to make sure that you are what is being reported on is fine.
Okay.
Oddly enough, the rest of the representatives who were there to kind of oversee have gone, probably removed for their personal safety, because most of them are important people about the city once things went south. There are a few Emerald Guards. There are the security of that actually are the security of the Scholistis itself. They kind of have the similar jade armor, but with like a black sash with a star on it, which means they've been specifically trained to help counter magic in this particular area in case anything happens. But generally, it's quite a chill group of people.
They chill. They're cool.
Yeah,
They have to tell me, otherwise it's entrapment.
They're obviously
Are you
very
cool?
concerned.
You have to tell me if you're cool.
They're obviously
Look, I'm not going to ask you again. Are you cool?
Yeah. Do you party or what?
They obviously are very concerned about security matters and whether anything else is going to come through and the like. But just.
I think the security floor is on this side. I think between Isabel, between Hope, and the cultist that attacked Rock in the square,
Yes.
Yuzuan is infested.
We are deeply worried about that, actually. Captain Falone, who I've not personally met, but Taletta assures us is trustworthy, has been put onto it. And we have handed Isabel to her. She is presently quieted, though, just for everybody's safety. Eugene and Scave would definitely recognize the term quieted. It means that she has been severed from her magic temporarily. It's a horrible state for any mage to be.
Quieted is such a spooky way of putting it.
Yeah.
That's so sinister. I love it.
That's why you carry a knife.
Yep.
Anyone wants to quiet you, just fucking.
Yeah, nobody can quiet the
magic,
knife.
will you?
I think the first thing Rock would do would be to kind of to volunteer information about who is still alive on that side, and the fact that Adara and others have been sacrificed. And the other thing I would make a point of telling them was about the Bear King and what the what's his name?
Baradon,
Baradon, rather.
who's still with you.
Yeah, it just makes sure that I would make a point that they are aware of what he's been through,
I think it,
so that there is very careful treatment of that. But other than that information, which is kind of what Rock wanted to use as a like, you guys talk about stuff, we'll talk about this. After that, he will definitely take Eugene's cues.
when you kind of explain what Beradon's been there's almost an acknowledgement in his eyes. He's barely been there. Like if you talk to him, he responds. Like he apart from his statement, like he doesn't want to stay, he can't stay. He's just deeply, deeply traumatized by everything that's happened to him, the way that he's been betrayed. And I think at this point, once she's finished checking you over, the Night Elf cleric gently takes him by the hand. Why don't we go and get you some food and somewhere quiet to sit, and we can have a chat about whatever you want to, and just take it slowly and at a time. And she's about to lead him away when his hand just snaps out and grabs rocks. I don't want to go anywhere without these people for now.
And you are welcome to stay with us as long as you wish.
Yeah. Stay with us.
It would be good, perhaps, if we could get some more food and drink and stuff, and so we could just have a sit down here.
Starving. The food was really shit over there.
Unsurprisingly, everything in the realm of ash tastes like ash. Yeah.
We were there for like less than 48 hours.
I'm starving.
It was atrocious. It was like torture. I feel like I've
Ashley's
aged
got a bag of
20 years.
holding full of cheese. Might you eat that?
Yeah, but if
ash
she
on
took
it.
the
I've had to
cheese
throw
out
it
of the
away.
bag, it would have.
It's one of those places, like as soon as you take it touches the air, it becomes, yeah.
See, so I've had to
Ruined.
I've had to have a purge.
Yeah.
Imagine opening a bag of holding in an ash storm and then just having it fill up. You're like, oh,
And then you open it somewhere else.
it's just, oh god. It's like getting sand out your shoe.
Stand out your cheese.
Out all the holes.
It's a bad sentence.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he quietly sits with you, and I think as the conversation goes on, there is a point where there's a soft breathing, and you realise that he has actually fallen asleep. And I think it's that point that she kind of reaches into a pouch and just pulls out this big blue blanket and just drapes it over him quietly. So, from our perspective, we understand that the spell was manipulated by Isabel and Hope. The goal being to get all of you pushed into another realm, which we now know is the realm of dust and shadow.
Mm-hmm.
She put wards and weaved into the spell very cleverly. I mean, Hope and Isabel were hiding levels of skill that I did not appreciate they had. So I don't know who guided them on how to do that. The goal was to push all of you through and then have you deposited when you were required. We are very sorry about the barking in the background, by the way. Just one of our puppies.
Yeah, it's not
Local,
mine. She's
yeah.
sleeping.
And from there, we don't know. So presumably, with you returning, you have a greater understanding of what their plan and goals were.
Yes.
I'd love to hear what you know, if it's possible, if it's not too dramatic.
I think at some point when the stuff with Beradon was happening, possibly Eugene would have taken a moment to cast message and speak to Scathe. Is there anything you think that we shouldn't tell them? I'm inclined to say that at this point it's best to share everything so that they understand the severity of the situation. But I wanted to get your perspective.
Sharing all of the facts is important, but if so much of this place has been infiltrated already, who is to say there is not someone on the council? And I think while we share the facts, we should maybe try to avoid conveying just how fragile the situation is. At the very least, to avoid any opportunists.
Can we not mention the Aisling thing?
That is Aisling's. That is not
being the key and that kind of stuff. The box. Maybe we just leave that part out.
Yes, I think maybe we need to stress that. I feel like the land of Ash and Shadows the realm of Ash and Shadows has been forgotten, and what it was has been lost somewhat. And I think people are viewing this as a fight for territory and not a fight for opportunity. If you position this place as a planar observatory, a seat of great power in the crossroads, the war makes a lot more sense and becomes immediately more desperate. And much like referring to her as shithead, I think names matter, and the optics of these things matter too. You would dedicate a lot more resources to reclaim a planar observatory that sits on the crossroads of the ways than you would a land of Ash and Shadows.
Well, they said it was called the realm of the world's eye. So maybe that's better.
I mean, that would sound better on the real estate brochure than the land of dust and shadow.
For sure.
On Rightmove, that would get more clicks.
Also, if you told someone you lost some Ash and Shadows, no one's going to help you look for it. But if you told someone you lost the world's eye, everyone's on board with getting it back. Everyone's going to put a bit of time and effort in. Yeah, that's the sort of thing that can align nations.
Yeah. Fantasy copywriters. Important.
Okay, that's kind of all I wanted to ask.
It is good.
Thank you.
So you...
yeah, I think he will do as discussed and kind of mention, like, state the facts, and keep Aisling and Alabaster and the box out of it.
Yeah. So
Aisling's not mentioning much at all because she's very much in her own head right now.
Between the four of you, you recount your recent adventures. You are selective. You kind of get the impression that maybe a couple of them do pick up on that, but they don't press you. I think there is an understanding that if you are withholding information, it is to protect others at this point. It goes on for some time. It does become quite exhausting, and I think you all realise just how tired you are. It is getting on for late afternoon, early evening, when the events are wrapped up, and High Proctor kind of claps his hands and goes, I have enough. I have what I need, and you all desperately should get some rest. Cursory findings and subject discussions, I would like to see you all tomorrow on a more positive note.
Can we have a wee bit of a lie-in as well?
Absolutely.
You don't sleep.
Don't sleep!
I'm gonna tonight.
You're gonna tonight because Alabaster has probably switched that off.
Yep.
Can't eat the crazy if you're sleeping.
Yep.
I will send ahead to Aramis. Are you okay to take them back? Absolutely. They are all welcome at the estate, including Baradon. We will find him a nice, comfortable space that he can rest in. We will all go get some sleep and some food. And then, why don't you come to our estate tomorrow? This is a weighted place right now. A fine suggestion. I will bring the appropriate paperwork. And
what paperwork is this?
well, to get you your authentic certification of high magery.
So that's all okay now?
Should be. I have a couple of
So
people to talk to,
They
but
definitely.
Well,
they
I mean, there
definitely
needs to be a
are.
little bit of a sort of ceremony type thing. I mean, they've gone through a lot. I think the least you could do
Uh-huh.
is have that how do I phrase this? Some of the more exacting members of the council should at least be there to see some kind of ceremony. No,
well, I mean, there's a glance between the two of them, and I'd like an insight check from all four of you.
Oh shit. Okay.
Oh, that's a good one. Unnatural 20.
Nice.
Have we got
16.
advantage?
You do at the moment, yes.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
we do. Oh my god.
Oh,
Did you just get a natural 20?
No, but I got a
I did.
22.
Just a second
one.
natural 20.
Jesus.
what the
Theo.
fuck?
On wisdom as well.
I got 23.
23.
What the hell? I only got a 16.
Really? You're normally the more insightful.
Yeah.
What is that high? Is that lower
I
than your
know.
passive?
Yes.
In that case, take your passive.
Okay.
Wayne,
That was a 23 now.
23?
Wait, no, I'm confused. 19 plus 3, 22.
22, and Eugene.
26.
Cool.
Gotcha.
Yeah, all of you pick up. There is it's not a bad thing at all. You get the impression that the High Proctor is trying not to step on something that your grandpa has got planned.
Of course he does.
Well, we can certainly make sure the right pomp and ceremony is appropriate, and of course,
Good. Yes, but that's all. That's important. I think in these rites of passage. I think it should be it should be celebrated. I think.
we'll go and get some rest, and I shall see you tomorrow, and we shall make sure the appropriate ceremony is there. He smiles, gives you all a bow. Get out of my school. I've got to clean up a mess.
Oh, yeah, sorry about that again.
Not your mess, our mess. We will clean it up, but yes. And
Rock will just hang sort of with Baradon as we go back and stuff, and just kind of
you're
just stay with him.
taken to one of the flying carts and taken back to the Zilman estate. And I think mostly you're kind of fussed over most of the rest of the night by the family, but you do get to take a long rest, and then we can catch up with individual moments when we're back from our break. I saw you there, and I know you want to do something.
Yeah, it's all
I'm
good.
for sure building Baradon a fort.
Fair fort.
Fair fort.
Fair fort.
Fair
What
fort.
about Skaith? Skaith doesn't have a fort yet.
Oh my
Let's go to
god,
the
I'm
library.
only
The library's
one
the
goat
fort.
woman.
She's only got 2 hooves, Eugene.
Ugh.
We will be back.
She also has magic.
Oh yeah.
We will
Or does she?
make. We
My
will be
boss man's
back,
fucking sleeping right now, so.
folks. We'll be back in 10 minutes at 5 o'clock. We're just going to grab a drink and something, and then we will get back to this chaos and fun after that. Go and enjoy yourself. We will see you very, very soon.
Love you, bye.
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 And we're back. Something has changed. I cannot put my finger on it. Hope you all had wonderful breaks, that you are all watered and hydrated and got to move about a bit. Before the break, our friends have returned to the material plane with the aid of Throne's Blade and some very strange echoes of their lives. They have explained what happened and what they have undergone, and the High Proctor Owen of the Starlight Scholistus has said that he's fairly he's fairly much convinced that everybody on the council's going to say, yeah, that's no problem. They totally can get their high mage's license. They are now at home in the Zilman estate, and they will be settling down for a long rest, a much deserved long rest. I think some of you are a little bit bloody from your battle with Hope. But before that, I believe Niky and Scathe wanted to do something.
Take me to the library, Dungeon Master. I want to read some books.
Pick you up and so I think once everybody gets
Go back like a piggyback ride.
yeah.
Oh!
Yeah.
I think Scathe definitely heads to the library for some research purposes. What are you looking for?
Two things. So firstly, just a glance through, and I want to actually search this as the realm of the world's eye.
Yeah.
Like I want to find specific reference to this stuff, and additional information, and then this idea of like a planar observatory type thing. I think is very compelling to Scathe's mind, so he wants to see if he can find reference to something akin to that, you know, maybe more like a planar lighthouse, or like a specifically like a lighthouse with on the ways, like whatever that actually looks like. But yeah, those sorts of things, just because I think in Scathe's lifetime it's only been referred to as
The Land
realm
of Dust and Shadows. Yeah.
Yeah.
Make me.
So I think he wants to grab hold of this nugget.
I feel like as much as I'd like to give you Arcana, it is definitely a history check for this one. And
That's okay.
Yeah.
That's okay. I'm good at that one.
History is still intelligence, though, isn't it?
It is, and you are unfortunately you are a wisdom bonus at the moment.
Yeah.
That's fine, because I rolled a 15 and I've got a +7, so it's a 22.
Nice. So I'm just gonna quickly flick the music off to something a little bit less dramatic. Go. So what you get?
Some music that says studying in the library.
I have that track right here.
Yeah.
Dave, you go through multiple books, and now you've got a little bit more information. You find that a lot of it is stuff that is protected, and you have to get help of some of the librarians to kind of access it. It's one of those things, it's not protected because people don't want to get to it, it's protected because it's old. And it's survived a long time, and some of it is even things like stone tablets from older languages. You find archaic forms of trader's tongue, which is often referred to as common, and a lot of things in a version of the human version of trader's tongue, but again interspersed with strange elements of draconic. But it has been translated by the moon elves over the centuries. You find there is, of course, references to the Land of Dust and Shadow, and that it was something before that. You do find reference to, in these ancient texts, to the world's eye, where power flows to the realms beyond, where magic comes from, both natural and arcane, where even the divine bow to a throne greater than them. And you find reference to a punished servant. Someone who was, and not named by name, someone who was sought to control the world and shape it in their own image. And for their hubris, Erevis itself interceded and bound them to service. And it kind of gets you down like a really strange rabbit hole where you're like, well, hang on. The world interceded. That can't be translated right, surely. And you go down these older texts and you find several references to the world having a level of sentience in past ages, like stories that are passed down. And it keeps referring to the giants and the titans knowing more about this. This is their mythology and their stories, but it is tied into Erevis and the world that the elves now inhabit. And lots of notes saying, we have to respect this. This is more than just nature gods. This is something deeper and older.
That's what I was going to ask. Like the tone they're using, is it like, are they like deifying and creating this mythological figure like a mother nature type, or is this closer to how people talk about karma as this kind of like disembodied like force? Like tonally, does it feel closer to one or the other?
It's kind of interesting because it depends on the scholar and the translation, and some of them are like, this is clearly like a mother nature sort of figure, like a high god who's in control of the world. One of them talks about the ridiculousness of monotheism and how narrow that is as an idea, and then there's other people who are kind of like, is this like, if you hurt the world will hurt you, or you have to kind of keep it in balance? And a number of them who literally say it's almost like giants and giant kin refer to Erevis as being their direct ancestor. So before the primordials, there was Erevis. Erevis, and you kind of, I think with that nice heavy roll, you find a note that sort of suggests Erevis came first, then the primordials, then the titans, and then giant kin in the first age. And there's kind of lots of question marks like, where did everybody else come from?
Fascinating. I love that. And that's Niky saying that.
Thank you.
I think, that's most of what I wanted to pick at. Have there ever been attempts to recreate this kind of observatory-esque thing, or is it deemed like so otherworldly that like you couldn't will it into existence?
Yes.
It's like trying to make a new sun.
Yes. You are standing in it. Like, there are, and it takes you the rest like a long time. New Doan was based on the ideas of Cordan, a city that sits in the ways. Like, they heard the legends of Cordan from humans and other peoples, and they're like, that's a wonderful idea. If we could have the magic to draw ourselves through the ways. But all older texts where this kind of idea came from talk about the impossibility of building within the ways. It's dangerous, it's unpredictable, the magic is too prominent these days. Like, we are not strong enough as a people to hold that much magic. It was ultimately what led to Corda's downfall, is that humans, as powerful as they were in the second and third age, still were not strong enough to hold that amount of magic. And there's kind of like lots of hints that maybe humanity's mortality and the fact that they are there are lots of them, they're the most numerous people on the planet, but they die so much quicker than everybody else, is a scarring from that hubris, from believing that they could hold magic.
And the elves couldn't do it because on all the text the humans had written "Original City, please do not steal."
Yeah.
So they couldn't
Absolutely,
do the same.
TM.
Well, there's also that kind of, some of the scholars are kind of predicting that if elves did this, they would lose what makes them special and their connection to the wild that keeps them eternal.
It would be like a slap in the face of time.
Yep.
Cool.
And we all know
That's
what their
wonderful.
relationship
I'm
with
very
time
happy
is
to have
like.
learned that. All this time, though, I have been talking about the herb. They just really like time.
Yeah.
Time's about THYME. Yeah, we had a brief discussion earlier. Eugene definitely has time to do what he wanted to do. So that's a little secret will come up later. And is there anything else the other three would like to do?
Yeah, Aisling builds a bear fort. Veridon needs a comfort.
First
place to
things
sleep.
first, everyone.
Lads.
Priorities.
I think there's a bit where there's a bit where some of the household staff are like, I think what he needs is okay, fine.
No. More. You got more blanket. I know you got tons. Can you bring me some more blankets and stuff, please?
Make me a persuasion check with advantage.
Yeah. Come on, Satan. What are numbers?
Numbers. What are numbers? They're all made
What
up.
are numbers? 17.
A
All made
17.
up.
17 is very good. Like, you convinced like 4 or 5 members of staff to help you find what you need, and even a couple of them start binding things together. I think Rock has to intercede, just kind of not kind of stop you, but kind of gentle your role a bit when you kind of come in, because you're probably very excited, because Veridon is still very nervous and not quite with you all. But when you
Rock's probably just with Veridon, just kind of watching Aisling, just sort of reassuring Veridon, just going, "It's fine. Just let her do it." It's honestly, it's easier. Just let it happen.
Because once it has happened, it's the most chill, lovely, calm, and I'll completely leave him alone.
Exactly.
So
it's fine.
I'd
She'll-
like
just let her do it. It's good.
an insight check for you from
From whom?
Aisling, as you're kind of
Okay.
putting the finishing touches.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. It does occur to you as you start putting together walls and ceiling for this thing. This man has spent the last 2 years in a cage. So something more open is probably better for him. So I think you adjust.
It turns into more of a nest
Yeah.
than a fort.
Yeah.
A pillow nest. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think
Yeah.
you pick up on the fact that he probably is feeling a little claustrophobic at the moment. He's already looking at the room just to make sure he knows where the door and windows are. He seems very calmed by your general presences, but he's not quite there yet.
That is fucking fair.
But he does, once you kind of have the nest, he kind of crawls in and he does pull a blanket over himself to cover him, and then almost immediately goes to sleep.
Leave you alone. If you want anything, I'll just be over there. Okay.
One of the estate guards goes, I will stay just in case he needs anything. You should rest as well.
Leave him alone. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Eugene, is there anything you want to do whilst you have this moment of breath? Aisling and Scathe are busy.
I think kind of the first thing he'll do when he has like a moment to himself is he takes off his hat and reaches into one of the pockets and pulls out Eugene's first spell book just to check that it's still there and it's fine and it's okay.
It's still there.
None of the macaroni's fallen off the front.
Yes. It's very important. I think at this point a lot of the
There's very
macaroni
little
has
left.
fallen off, and there's like that like like it just leaves like the hot
Glue.
glue remnant.
Yeah.
Maybe a quick
Um,
arcana check on your book for a second.
That's a 28.
So most of the macaroni bits have started falling off because they do, but most of it's already in place, and you kind of get the impression that someone has cast a spell on it to make it last longer.
Interesting.
I think you guess.
How many invincible books is Eugene allowed?
All the invincible books.
I think actually, interestingly, just additional flavor. Eugene's first spellbook is you can see that it's like, well, if he did show it to anybody, you would see that it's very obviously been torn in half and then put back together. So I feel like maybe that spell was cast because of that. But yeah, he just wanted to check that it was still there and just hold it for a minute after what he saw, and then he quickly puts it back in.
Your
Just
other
checks that
spellbook
no
will
one's looking.
remember this.
Oh no.
Oh boy.
Oh,
Why? It's so much more superior in every way.
No, I know. Just
Yeah. But you don't look at it with that same look in your eye.
God.
anthropomorphizing books. Ah, yeah.
And I do think at some point, if either of his grandparents or his aunt are around, he will just very quickly grab one of them.
Oh, they're all about. Well, your grandparent and your aunt are definitely about. Your grandmother is caught. It comes back very, very late, and I think probably after the point you have all retired. But I think probably aware of the fact she does make it back to the estate very, very late.
Who would he pick? Probably. Sorry, what were you gonna say?
No, I think your aunt does want to see you, but she's respectful of the fact you've been through a lot at the moment.
I think he would go seek out his aunt because he hasn't really spoken to her yet.
She doesn't hide her emotions when you come into the room. She literally just walks around the table and immediately grabs you in a hug. And just kind of,
It's a big hug.
I am very relieved to see you. That did not go how we anticipated it to go.
No, I don't think anybody could have predicted that, honestly.
And maybe we should have been. But that's a discussion for Nudoan and its internal security, not to worry you about at the moment. Come sit down. Do you want tea? Or anything to eat? I'm sure Grandpa has stuffed you with absolutely everything that he
Yeah,
can get
I
you.
literally could not eat another thing.
It's
But
always-
I would love some tea.
Yeah, and she calls for one of the staff to kind of grab a pot and some honeyed root tea for you.
So this probably isn't a big deal, but I feel like I have to mention it. They asked me at the beginning of the Harrowing which name I was using, and I kind of just out of I didn't really know what to say, so I just said Zilman, and I don't know if I'm allowed to do that or if I was supposed to ask first, because I feel like it probably should be something that I
she
earn
just
the
takes your
privilege
hand
of,
as-
and it's not like I wouldn't want to be a Zilman. It's just I wasn't sure if it was like a disrespectful thing, so I just thought I should say something and apologize if I need to apologize.
You don't need to apologise. It's your family's name, and you can use it as you feel fit. And I'm certainly very proud you chose to use it. There's nothing wrong with Appleby, but it is heartening to know that you feel part enough of our family that you would use our name.
Okay, phew. I was
Have,
worried.
have you been worrying about that the whole time you've been away?
Yes?
You never have to worry about being part of this family. We will do what we can to help you where we can.
Thank you.
It's what families do, or should do, and certainly what I was raised to believe, at any rate, and your mother. And we'll let her deal with your father, and if that comes to light, I'm sure she's got methods.
Murder.
Or we just
He's
won't.
gone.
We won't. we
He's
won't
going to
mention-
be thrilled.
We won't mention it till he's about 80 or something. Then he can't do anything anyway. It's very good to see you and to have you back and to know that you're safe.
Yeah, it's good to be back. And I know there's lots of things I have to tell you. And I'm sure we'll have much discussion over the next few days. But I wanted to share something with you privately first.
Do I need to put wards up?
Oh, yeah, maybe.
She pulls out a small wand and then taps it on the desk and incants in Sylvan. Simply just quiet, please. No one should hear.
Today's episode sponsored by NordVPN.
A couple of runes around the room just kind of pop up. That should stop scrying and prying.
With our new firewall, Sylvan Ward.
Yes.
I would buy that VPN.
This is a weird role to ask for, but can I insight check myself?
Oh.
Okay, yes, you can always
See how much I trust her.
well, I mean, just like a
Does that make
general
sense?
insight check. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. That is a... Wait, do I still have advantage?
We're pushing the end of it, but yeah, let's say that you do. last roll on this
Amazing.
one, guys.
22 in that case.
22. You have forged a really strong relationship with this woman very quickly. Do you feel like it's partly because it's something that she has been looking for and wanted, and partly because it's something that you were looking for and wanted? But she is very much on your side, and she has been very honest with you from point one. When you first met her at the ball, she did not hide who she was. She respectfully gave you space to make your own decisions, and she's still doing that now. It seems the Keeper Eternal is a patient and understanding woman, and your relationship with her, as you would like to define it, obviously, seems to be very honest.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's what Eugene was hoping, but I think he just has a moment of like, I realized that I've put like literally all my trust in this person like straight away because he is so eager to have a connection with her that he just, I don't know, just taking a second to just check in with himself, be like,
Checking
"Wait
yourself.
a minute,
Or you reckon yourself.
do I trust this person?"
She pulls out a knife and stabs you.
Yeah. No.
This is why wizards have knives.
I do have a knife.
Yeah.
Skier gave me a knife. I just don't know how to use it. There are a couple of things that I wanted to mention to you in private. one, I honestly, I just need somebody else to know this, because it's kind of eating away at me already. Thronesblade mentioned that there's a possibility that Aisling and Alabaster's connection is, well, could be one that, like, both of them could not exist at the same time, if that makes sense.
Okay. I think I've only really discussed Alabaster with you briefly a couple of times, but let's explore that. I think she gets you to explain what you've seen, what Alabaster is as you understand it, and the connection. And I think at the end of it, she goes, well, I'm not going to sugarcoat this. Thronesblade appears to have every reason to be concerned. If they are using the same life force, there is going to come a point where one or the other needs more than the other can provide.
But there has to be something we can do.
And I think perhaps I can start researching possible other cases that have been affected by this. There must be other cases in the library. We have so much history here. I will set a research team on it surreptitiously and quietly, reporting directly to me about what we hope to do. And you said Thronesblade is also going to look into this.
Yeah, she so interestingly, I met the second owner of the Eternal Library.
Rook Hearn?
Yeah.
How
Well,
fascinating.
I mean, his ghost.
That would
is-
make more sense. Seeing as
Yeah,
he is
probably
buried
should
in this city.
Oh, he is?
His body is interred in the Central Cathedral, among the Hall of Heroes, which we haven't had a chance to take you to yet.
Well, that sounds cool. Yeah, he is helping to restore some of her memories. Thronesblade, I mean. Because he has a connection to the realm of dust and shadows. So,
Very interesting.
yeah, she said that if she remembered anything that would help or give us further information, that she would let me know.
Okay, well, if she does contact, if you can, and if it's within your capability to do so, let me know what she says. Anything from a material perspective, we can combine our notes and work towards that. It might be something in that spell that you were working as well, the one that we were connecting to. If we can use that in some other way, there might be a way to separate the two of them permanently without killing either of them.
Well, yeah, this was what I was hoping. That maybe there's some way we could provide another vessel.
Not a bad idea. Or something like Barnabas, where he is free and his own person, though bound to an object, and has to remain within that subsequent area. Yeah, this will take some time, but we'll start looking into that. Thank you for trusting me with that, and I will make sure that I keep it from Aisling until you tell me it is time. Does Rock know?
No, honestly, I haven't told anyone but you.
You gauge your friends as you need to, but maybe share it with him. And no, it sounds like you're sneaking behind Aisling's back, but he knows her as well as you do, and he might be able to help you in his own way.
That's true.
He also has access to other resources that we do not.
Yeah, I guess I haven't really had the time to speak with him.
Been a busy sort of day.
Mm-hmm.
Or couple of days for you, from what I understand.
Well, at least it wasn't a couple of years.
That is horrific, and that poor man. We will do... I've sent for a friend who is a specialist in healing minds that have been troubled, and we're hopeful she will be able to help him. It will take time, though.
Yeah. The other thing I wanted to ask you was, Scathe mentioned something very cryptically, and I'm sure if you know anything about this, I'm about to receive the same level of vagary. But are you aware of this situation with the realm of dust and shadows? Scathe says it's affecting the elves specifically.
It is something I cannot talk to you about yet, but I am working on being able to bring you into that knowledge. I know that's frustrating, but it's one of those things that is elf secrets, and we
I get
need...
it, I'm only half elf.
Well, it's half elf as well, effects, but we need to... your grandmother needs to get official recognition that you are part of New Doan.
Look, just because you take the Zilman name doesn't mean you suddenly have all the speed.
It is a deep frustration and creates a lot of work for us in the Eternal Library, I assure you. But...
Yeah, I understand. I mostly just wanted to check that you knew about it.
I know about it. I want to tell you about it, but I cannot yet. But hopefully very soon. After all, a high mage of New Doan should know these things.
Oh my god, shut up.
See, everyone agrees.
Sorry.
Oh, sweet baby.
Dear.
It kind of, I know I was really stressed and not looking forward to the harrowing, but it kind of feels weird that they're just, I'm not going to get tested.
I think, from what I understand, Owain has said you have been tested enough.
Yeah, I suppose so.
Plus, we technically already perfected that spell before you went in, so it's not
Yeah,
like
but I
it's
wanted a chance to cast it properly, and I mean, I know that will happen, but I don't know, I wanted to...
Only
do a
Eugene
cool
would ask for
thing.
more exams.
Honestly.
I want to be measured, please.
You're the kid who reminds the teacher about the homework, and everyone's like, for fuck's sake, Eugene.
Well, I practiced.
Now, don't worry about that. We will find a chance for you to show off.
And this ceremony that that Pear has planned, I'm sure he's up to something. They're up to something, but it's not going to be like huge, is it?
No, your grandmother would kill them if they are. She's very aware of how you feel about those sorts of things because it's very much how I felt about such things. And to be honest, Scathe is not someone who needs huge pomp and ceremony either.
Yeah, he doesn't strike me as the type.
I feel like that was from what. Let me guess. That came from Rock.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Maybe. Yes. Well, I will have a chat to my pair and make sure that.
For you two.
And make sure that everybody else understands what we're doing. In the meantime, you should get some rest because you've got a much calmer but equally busy day tomorrow. Rock, is there anything you would like to do before you turn in? Or anything you would like to say to anyone?
No, I actually think Rock probably does the opposite. It probably kind of finds a quiet balcony somewhere. Obviously with a nice glass of wine.
Glass of wine and a cigarette. Like, oh my god.
Sneaking a cigarette. No, just with a glass of wine, perhaps maybe even a bottle of wine. But yeah, just finds a sort of quiet balcony somewhere that's out of just so that basically none of the others know where he is, and just takes a while and is literally just kind of thinking about the stuff that's happened and what happened in the realm of dust and shadows, or the world's eye, and what he saw in the sort of vision thing that they had, and is just, I think, for the first time in a while, just taking a quiet moment to kind of mull these things over. And we'll wait till everything's quietened down and everyone's probably sleeping, and then we'll make his way to bed.
I think that's fair. I think even Aisling, you probably pick up that Rock needs some time to process.
I think she might have even fallen asleep pretty quick after finishing the bear nest anyway.
Yeah, it's kind of like one of those, oh, hang on, my body is like, oh yeah, sleep, we remember this. Fun.
Yeah, went from 60 to 0 so quick.
Wake up with a little damp paddle, which is...
Yeah, with like a pillow crease face.
Yeah.
One of them.
Yeah.
Somebody, I think you do wake up the following morning and find that somebody has tucked you in. You don't know who it was.
It was me.
It was Eugene tucked her in. Scathe, obviously you have to trance to, otherwise you'll, to kind of process.
I will have to take my customary wizard sojourn, but I will turn myself off.
One must promenade.
But you do spend the rest of the evening in the library. The next morning, you are all allowed to rest long until you are ready to raise. A hearty breakfast is put out for you. Taletta is home. She looks tired, like somebody who has been through a very stressful set of evenings. She's sitting in the dining area with Aramis. The two of them are discussing very quietly the events from the day before. But she smiles. Who comes through first?
Not me.
I actually think it'd probably be Rock.
Yep, Rock comes through and she smiles. Oh, Rock, please come join us for breakfast. Did you sleep well?
I'm not. Yes, I'm not interrupting, am I?
Nothing you haven't already heard and experienced, I assure you.
I just sort of needed a cup of coffee.
Oh, me too. Taletta has some good news, and you're going to like it. Yeah, you have to. Can we wait until everybody else wakes up? Do you have to kind of jump in?
No. You've started now. I'm not.
No, we'll have to wait till Aisling and Eugene are awake at least. It does portend to
Fine.
everything.
What time is the ceremony?
This afternoon.
Okay. Do we have fireworks?
Well, I wanted fireworks, but she kind of casts him a look. Okay. I was settled down to light shows with illusion magic instead. Pretty but less startling, considering
There
everything
better
you've
be
been
a
through.
fucking balloon artist there, or I'm leaving.
It's a ceremony of high magic, not a children's party.
Hey, that was Charlie saying that. Ashling's asleep.
Why do the two have to be so
Fucking
vastly
wizard
different?
balloons.
Wizard balloons are dangerous.
Wizard balloons must be mad.
Oh.
Yeah.
Sentient going.
Balloon dragon that actually
Oh
breathes
my god,
fire.
that's horrible.
Oh, that really is terrible.
Yeah,
No, stop it.
they're the Shrek ones.
This is my balloon homunculus. It's...
Oh, no.
I take it back. No balloon artist. I take it
So
back.
wrong.
I win.
Fuck.
Who wakes up next?
Probably Eugene. I'd
Skaith
say.
probably wakes up
Okay.
early.
I think you probably come in
Wizards.
around about the same sort of time. Wizard timing. Shh. Hello, both. Please come and join
Did
us.
Did you two come down together?
Yeah, why?
Huh? Just wonder.
What?
Weird.
Well, there's only one entrance to the room. So
Oh, well, just, timing and all that.
Did they come in together? Is there something I should be with right now?
Perv, I love it.
You just saw
Just
us
saying.
come in together.
Oh,
Weird.
guys.
Ignore them. Just come and join us for breakfast. Eugene and Rock. Aisling joins you shortly after,
Ah,
except for
morning.
it doesn't. You kind of immediately recognise it's not really Aisling so much as her body being piloted.
What? What?
I am absolutely ravaged, comes Alabaster's voice out of her mouth. And I
Fuck's
can't
sake.
wake her up. Absolutely famished. And I can't wake her up. Any suggestions?
I,
What are you doing?
I'm hungry!
Well, actually, technically, Ashling's hungry because you're in her body.
Oh, right,
Also,
yes, that's how
I'm
that
very-
works.
I am very, very sure that only recently there was a conversation about consent.
Shh, I am trying to help.
Oh my god.
You're also weird about this stuff.
Okay, wait. Okay.
Is
I
that,
will
is
go
that
up to
Alabaster?
Aisling.
Stiletta.
As weird as it sounds, yes, normally Ashling's in charge, but it appears that she's still asleep.
Well, I guess this is probably a good thing for right now. I mean, Aisling gets to sleep,
is this new?
and Alabaster can fill her with cheese.
I'm pretty sure that she's slept all night. She should probably be awake.
I'll try
Let's-
again.
Oh, you know what? Let's.
He sits her body down in a chair comfortably, and it's really easy to tell. He walks in a completely different way to Aisling. Almost, there's a slight sort of discomfort with like I don't really know what to do with all these limbs.
How is that different to how Ashling walks?
Because Aisling just charges at everything like it's supposed to be bowled over.
Oh yeah.
So he totters over to a chair and kind of sits down and closes her eyes and leans back. Aisling, you wake up at the dinner table.
Ah! Morning. Oh. Hold on.
Hi.
Did I fall asleep at the dining table?
No.
Why?
Someone brought you here. Piloted, shall we say.
While you were asleep,
Give me a minute. I will turn around in my chair and aggressively dungeon bees at this bitch. Like, excuse me.
What? Hi. You were hungry. I was trying to help.
I could give it. You could have just woken me up.
I tried. You were
How
refusing.
did you try?
I screamed in your head quite aggressively. You kind of noticed there's a sting to your left cheek. I slapped you with your hand. That didn't work.
Right. This is fine when it's just me and you. You probably scared that lot shitless.
I don't know. I think everybody is just kind of
Wait,
like...
did you speak? Did you talk? Do they know it was you?
Yes. I mean, I had to let Rock and Eugene know, just in case they tried to give you me information that was intended for you.
While the dungeon being is going on, Rock's just going to look at the grandparents and just be like, "Don't worry, She'll be around any second."
I think Aramis leans into Scale and goes, "And this is why I would never want a warlock patron."
Rude.
It's
Okay,
just
I'll spin
they
around.
just
I've
overstepped the
finished-
mark.
I've finished
Okay.
bollocking him. It's fine. Right, I've had words. Sorry about that. Morning.
Here, have a cup of coffee. Oh no, wait, don't. No, actually, you probably do need it today. There we go.
Oh, yeah, okay. I'll have a little bit.
Right.
So, welcome to the table, Aisling.
Yeah. Yeah.
Are we all settled enough?
Did he
Can
say
I...
anything- Did he say anything embarrassing? Just a minute, babe.
Oh, he did, and but you know what? We'll talk about it
Hey,
later. Don't worry.
my grandmother.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Eugene is literally like,
I'm going to die.
Did he say anything bad?
Oh, it was terrible, Aisling. Honestly, I would have slapped you if you hadn't woken up in a minute. But we'll talk about it later. Don't worry about it. It wasn't that bad.
What?
I mean, never mind. Sorry, you were saying, Grandpa.
Insight.
I wasn't, but Ashley apparently has a death wish. She talked over the letter. I'm not that bad. I was saying...
I got a 15 inciting rock.
Oh,
I mean, your
You do
passive
real-
deception is better than that, isn't it?
Fuck's sake. It never works.
I'm afraid it was an 18, and that was a bad roll.
Yeah, it was.
Dear.
So yes, Brock is just going to look at Aisling and just be like, "It's fine." Anyway, sorry, you were saying yes.
I have news. After much deliberation, the court has agreed to hear your plea and to talk to you about what you came here for in the initial, to discuss our involvement in supporting your actions in protecting this world.
It's amazing.
Cannot guarantee how the court will vote, but things were more positive after a short shrift from that celestial.
Would this discussion be also deciding as to whether Eugene at least will have the opportunity to talk to?
It will open up the possibility of that occurring. I'm sorry there's a lot of
Okay.
possibilities, but there are steps and protocol and people and I think the four of you can roll an insight check on Scathe at this point.
Okay, 19.
You can roll deception or persuasion check,
15.
depending on whether you're trying to hide what you know about what they're about to go through.
I got a 25.
Very cool.
Those rolls
13.
today.
Yeah.
13.
Oh, we all beat
It
it.
was on fire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think as soon as she starts talking about procedures and protocols, Scave kind of tries to look. I guess I'm not going to put words in your mouth, but I guess you try and look surreptitious or try and like look oblivious to what they're trying to talk about.
Yeah.
But it is quite obvious that Scathe knows whatever they're talking about. But we're working on getting you in front of the savior of Nudoan. my father.
Oh, great.
As,
And any news about the high majory?
well, that's what this afternoon's for, Rock. Don't spoil all the fun. Be patient, good friend. Right. Eat up, rest up, and join me in the garden when you have a chance. And
Okay.
sorry, Toothless has found the shoebox.
Yeah.
I wondered what that was.
Yeah, she swapped from this box to that one.
Yeah.
Oh.
They kind of swift off because take your time. Please don't be rushed. This is as much a day of recovery it is for you as a day of celebration.
Oh, celebration, definitely.
Do we get time at the table, just us four?
Yes, she wanders off to kind of go and sort some stuff out.
Alright, cool. While we're finishing off our food then, whilst Ashley's got her face full still, she's like, oh hey guys, I think I saw my parents.
I'm sorry, what?
think I saw my
specific,
My
please.
parents.
When? Where? How? Those are just a few of my questions.
I'm just going to look at Eugene and just go, did she say parents?
Yes.
Okay, I heard that right. Okay, what?
Yeah.
When?
It was
Wait,
when we
wait,
were
In your
Was
dream?
this in the ways? Is that what
Did
you
you
saw?
guys see some shit too?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, cool. I totally yeah, I'm pretty sure it was them anyway, because like the Satyr guy had hair like mine, and then they were holding like a little one of me and said Aisling, and then the woman who might be my mum, I don't know, was a human. So does that mean I'm only half Satyr? I don't quite get it. And then they put the little thing in the thing, and then they put me in a boat, and then I was gone, and then a big scary thing turned up, but I wasn't paying attention.
Impeccable storytelling as always.
Wow, that's just what a picture you paint.
She's.
That-
you are such a
that's-
reliable narrator. You know that, Ashley,
Oh,
right?
I mean, that's kind of exciting. You've never seen pictures or anything of them before, have you, or images?
no, and it's giving me weird feelings, and I don't know what to do with them.
Well, to start with, you don't have to do anything with them. You just sit with them and see how you feel. But maybe you could draw them so we could see what you saw.
Oh, okay.
No, I don't mean right now. I mean just generally, just as an outlet. But
Okay.
I mean that's
They seem-
kind of
it seems
fascinating.
Cool. Like if the Sato guy was my dad, then he was like huge.
And what were they doing with you?
They were like running away from the big scary thing that I didn't see. It was like all noisy. They were running, and I was all little like that. And then they put me in a boat, and then
In a boat?
yeah, in a boat. And then my mum, I don't know, did some mad shit, and then the boat went, poof, and it was gone.
What define mad shit? Sorry.
Some like spooky, shadowy. Well, wasn't spooky. It was shadowy magic, I guess.
Shadowy magic? You didn't
Uh-huh.
think that was important?
That's that you left that out. Yeah. Mhm.
Shadowy magic, Aisling. There it is.
And there it is.
That's a good point.
Did
Also, were you found in a boat?
you two see your family?
Huh?
Sorry, Skate.
Did you two also see your family?
Okay.
Mm,
Yeah, sort of family
Sort-
members-ish. Yeah.
What do you guys see?
I saw my grandmother. Wait, great grandmother. No, grandmother. No, great. Yeah, grandmother.
Just your
Okay.
grandma. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it was just a bit of a sort of flashback to being with her and telling stories and things like that. It was just a bit of a different view on that, really. I was very little. I don't remember that sort of happening, so it was more of a sort of memory, I guess. But
That's quite nice.
yeah, it was. I mean, it was a little odd, but I mean, it certainly was more pleasant than the last time I was in the ways.
Yeah, I know. Well, I mean, I
Um,
technically might have seen the moment where my parents would have died. I
What?
don't know.
What?
But
What do you mean when
Well,
they
I'm-
died?
I don't know, do I? I didn't see that bit. But that's I didn't see it. I didn't have to see it.
And that you're sure they were putting you in a boat? They weren't, they weren't trying to drown you, were they?
Well, I don't think so.
I mean, I'm just checking. It's just, water and stuff.
I mean, they seemed they weren't giving about to drown a baby vibes. So
Oh, okay. They seem kind of fond of you.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's good. See, so
I don't
that's
think
good.
They
So
would have
that's
used the boat if they were trying to drown her.
It's a very
Surely.
inconvenient way to drown someone. Putting in a
well,
boat.
yes, but knowing how accurate your storytelling is, it could have been a bag of rocks for all we know. But
Right, okay. I know my narration isn't perhaps as paced as you would have it, Mr. Storyteller Extraordinaire, whatever. But I think I know the difference between not drowning a baby and drowning a baby.
well, I'm sure we're all very relieved to hear that.
Uh-huh.
But you see, but that's what I'm saying. Is that's so you can feel good about that then. So we've nailed that down. So it's good. They obviously cared for you, but they obviously felt the need to put you somewhere else. Did they say where they were sending you? Was there like a note or anything?
Yeah, they were sending me off to grandmother.
Carrare.
What's her name again?
Oh, so
Really?
that was that moment. They actually were
Yeah,
sending
they
you off
even
to-
like
okay,
said that,
wow.
and they said my name as well. So they gave me my name, which is quite cool because I never really knew where that came from.
Yes, that could have been someone else, but I mean, at the orphanage or something. You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, look at that. You're filling in all the blanks. It's
Ashley,
very interesting.
Eh?
Scave's comment about families was very pointed.
Why?
I feel like Scave saw something of his own family. Maybe we
I'm
might.
not done interrogating this lot.
Okay. Maybe you might want to include the outsider first so we can find out more about him. I'm nosy, okay?
Outsider. Ashley just giggles to herself at that.
Well, that's like I said, that's interesting, and it's better than the last time we were in the ways. So that's
Yeah.
good.
What about you, Scave? Did you see anything?
Yes, there were two people whose faces I could not make out, and I was leaving what I know to be my origins, but I could see it in a way that I've never been able to conjure in my mind before, and I saw the moment I took my name.
Oh, what you took? Wait,
And
you took it? What's that mean?
I named myself.
Oh, is that like a normal thing to do?
What is normal? It is.
Well, generally normal is being named by your parents. So I mean, is it an elf thing? I mean, I'm not genuinely not being rude. I don't know if this is something that happens in
I
elf
didn't know where mine
society.
came
Is
from.
it?
Yes, it's no. I think it's maybe unique to my start in life, somewhat.
Oh.
I am most are named by their parents, and they take on a family name. My family name is one I conjured. My name is one that I took. It is all. Everything I am has been built by myself and those that have taught me. Everything before that moment is lost.
Not like family and stuff.
I'm working on going back, but some things are better secrets in case they fall into the wrong hands. So, you all have been through the ways before and you saw different things. This time you saw, I assume similar to myself, a moment from your past and a version of your future.
Oh yeah, I saw that too. I was with Bryn.
And last time you saw Mother?
Dismemberment, more accurately.
Oh yes, and that was most unpleasant. I mean, not all of us. Eugene went on a date.
Yeah,
It was
I-
lovely.
It wasn't a date, but
No, that was the
Well-
other time when
well,
I
look.
saw a triple homicide, and Eugene went on a date.
Oh no,
No,
it was still.
that
That was
wasn't
also, that wasn't that when you met Feather. You had a lovely tea party, and that was,
yeah, but it wasn't
Yeah.
a date.
Well,
just
I mean,
had
maybe
tea.
it was. You don't know. But Skate, you're just going back to you were saying. Did your family, like Ashling's, also sort of send you away to be protected, or is it again? Is
They're
it
put in a
something
boat.
that is expected by your family to do that?
I should not have been born where I was. My birth is was unusual circumstances, to my understanding, and to be in that place, it is something that must be earned. It is not a birthright, so I must earn that mantle before I can see those people again.
Okay.
So the two figures you saw that you couldn't make out the details of,
Yeah.
who do you think they were?
It is safe to assume maybe parents, but it is also could be some kind of guard force, or maybe they were the people who conjured the portal. I have insufficient
Portal?
information.
The what? Sorry, yeah. What portal was?
The portal I left through.
You say this like we shouldn't know that.
Well, I mean, we
It
all
is-
know what
you-
portals
you
are.
do-
We just
you
came
travel
through.
through
Yes,
portals all the
I know
time.
what a portal is.
No, I don't. Did you mention a portal before? I don't think you did. But anyway, wow, that's quite.
No.
I mean, and this is something you didn't remember before. It's not a memory you had before we went in the ways.
I knew the facts, but to conjure an image of such was something I was unable to do. And
Okay.
I think maybe those that are shrouded even among the ways. Maybe
that a
the
good
ways
thing
is
or a
kind to
bad thing?
elves. For them, it is an excellent thing. It is purposeful. You guys have traveled the ways multiple times.
Yeah.
No, just well, it wasn't multiple times, is it? It's only been once before.
But was that
Well,
around
it's,
that too?
yeah. Are we counting the round trip as like one, or like on the way to the temple was one time, and then the way back from the temple was another time? Because I mean, Rock
So
did
you've
technically
entered
make
and
both
exited the
journeys,
ways
but-
4 times.
I mean,
yeah.
I was dead, but my body
but
did.
Your body
Yeah,
entered.
it's a bit burnt up. but
Oh. And you weren't worried that maybe a lost specter of magic would take over your form and turn you into some kind of arcane husk?
No, I was dead. I wasn't worried about much, to be honest.
I mean,
You what?
we had just killed his husk.
So
anyway.
Eugene would know that he was technically already a husk that couldn't be entered at that point.
Yeah, he'd already
but-
been entered once.
I was gonna say, my body was kind of sort of. It was. I mean, for lack of a better term, it was full already. To be honest, there wasn't any space left apparently, and
At capacity.
I was at capacity. Yes, some vine lord of some sort. But anyway, but yes. So, well, I mean, that's kind of fascinating that that this time we saw sort of both past and, I guess, possible future.
What did you see, Eugene?
Oh, nothing really.
Nah.
nothing to report anyway.
Did you go off on another date?
Eugene, spill it.
I'd really rather not.
Was it
Okay.
Well.
was it a memory,
You
or
do
did you
you.
interact with the ways in a unique way?
Oh no, I had a memory, but it's one I'd seen.
Okay.
Like, you guys sound like you had like memories that you couldn't remember, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I didn't
Um,
know mine.
I remembered this one.
Oh, okay. Is it like a good thing?
Just a thing. Anyway, any interesting visions of the future? I was keeper of the ways.
What?
You were what?
Yeah.
That's quite a significant
Just-
promotion.
Just like that. Just wow, just keeper of the ways. My
That's so cool.
okay, well.
I know, right? Yeah,
I
we
was
should
like
definitely move the
mega
conversation on.
cartographer, ultra cartographer, front of a ship, me and Bryn chilling out. She was about to go down and do stuff in the land below.
Wait. Just
What?
rewind that back up.
Yeah, hang on, sorry.
Just a smidge.
Why?
Bryn, little Bryn.
Yeah.
That's not the part I'm focusing on. The land below.
Yeah. Yeah, we're
Well,
talking
what do
about,
you
like,
mean?
how she
Wait,
chose
you mean
the
as
floor
in-
there. Yeah.
As in Sky Shield and then below.
Yeah. Down.
And
How
you was
far
sending
into the
her.
future was this, would you say?
I still look great though.
I mean, do you
I'd
look
explain it.
do you look like 3 years older or maybe
How-
like 10 years?
Maybe
I don't know
it's
how
easier
stressful the
if
next 3
you
years are gonna be.
describe how old
Dear
Bryn
God.
looked.
How old?
Oh yeah, that would make way more sense.
Bryn looked to be in her 20s.
Okay, and Bryn's a tiefling, so what kind of aging are we talking about?
Depending on her non-tiefling heritage, it could be anything, but most human-born tieflings age at the same rate as humans.
Okay.
So probably
So-
about 15, 16 years in the future, maybe?
Oh, it's getting greys already. Damn.
I love that that's
It's
your
a busy
takeaway.
15 years. I
It's
think
been
you
a
could give yourself
stressful
that.
few years.
Are you fucking kidding? It's been a busy 2 years.
Bryn was like, I don't know, like 20s. So not like a.
Okay.
She's probably about 8 or 9 at the moment, you would say.
or
So-
just
so
very
in-
little.
So there is at least a version of reality in which things have not just imploded into a chaotic ball of hideousness.
It's quite nice to see, actually.
That's
Comforting
that's
to know.
reassuring.
What you guys saw like
That is.
things that were okay, right?
Well, I was in the
Future-wise.
ways.
Yeah, but you were
so-
like boss man of the ways, so.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean that the scat
Anything
plans
else
are
exists
okay.
at all? Yeah,
Oh,
and you
yeah.
could have just been in the way. Yeah, I know. Mine was.
See ya, I'm off.
Eugene popped into the ethereal realm and just never fucking came
Yeah.
back.
Never came back.
Do mine? I think I'm not sure. I think I was in hell. There seemed to be a lot of sort of bureaucracy and meetings. I'm not. So yeah, I'm not sure what that portends, but I mean, it must have been hell. They were talking about meetings and
Oh.
sort of people. Yeah, it was a bit odd.
Who was? Who was?
Well, I think Rebecca was there.
Oh, that's cool.
Why would you and Rebecca
Yeah.
be having meetings?
I have no idea.
You are good at them, even though you hate them.
Well, yeah, well, I've certainly done enough of them. I feel a bit let down, to be honest. I think the ways has kind of shortchanged me. You all had sort of fantastic visions of parents you didn't know, and you know, I got to see a story of that I remember with my grandmother, just from a different angle, and then I was in a meeting, which sounds a little disappointing compared to yours, to be honest.
I mean, there's
if
gotta be
this is
something
any-
cool.
Wait, what were you doing, Scathe, in the future?
Yeah.
I cannot give specifics, unfortunately. I'm bound by a sacred covenant to not reveal any
Wow, you are
information. But,
really frustrating, aren't
based
you?
on what I saw, I could extrapolate some events that had happened prior, such as
Oh, do if there's
the
anything you can tell us.
alabaster. The alabaster throne had someone upon it. The world's eye had been restored.
Hey?
Was that a good thing or bad
I
thing?
cannot tell you how. Good.
Who was
I
it?
assume, but I cannot tell you. I don't know. I was not there. I was somewhere else, but I cannot tell you where I was.
Who was on the throne?
I do not know, but I know that the world's eye had been restored.
How? How do you know
I
that?
assume as much anyway. Like this is an extrapolation based on information that I do have, that cause and effect sort of. There may be just correlation and not direct causation between.
Well
Wow,
done.
Okay, but say the worm that devours had taken the throne. Would that have been what you were seeing, or would that be a different scenario? Which I know you can't tell us, but maybe you could
I
just
do-
blink once for yes or something. I don't...
You get around an NDA.
I think that's still technically telling us what he wouldn't be allowed to do.
I do not believe that it was the very hungry worm that was successful.
The hungry hippo. It wasn't the hungry hippo on the throne. That's good. That's great
It's
news.
a very hungry worm that devours.
I am both
The
relieved
worm.
and
I don't think you
and
understand.
no.
Oh my
I'm
god.
No, the
I
worm
am-
is so hungry.
I put eyeliner on you bitches. Oh,
Yeah, I mean that's good. I'm relieved. I mean, and at the same time, completely sort of confused and in the dark. But
standard.
Good. How about you, Aisling? What were you doing in the future?
I told you I was with Bryn.
And
I
you
was
were
on
sending.
the I was on the
Wait,
front
you were in charge?
Yeah. Well,
Wow.
of maps. I was on the front of like a well good. Can I remember what ship it was? Was it?
It's not a skyship you've seen, but it was a very grand skyship.
I was on like a well fancy skyship, and I was at the front, and Bryn was with me, and I was wearing like some proper nice clothes, and I knew that I was like mega cartographer.
So if you were on a skyship and
Mm-hmm.
you were sending Bryn to the
Well,
lands
she was
below,
going. I don't know if I
Okay.
was sending her.
but that you do realize that implies that both were in existence.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. It's like a really good.
So it's not like we crashed to the ground, or
No.
that implies that there is a potential that both can exist with us
Uh-huh.
having access to both.
Pretty cool, huh?
I mean, it at least gives you a little hope, I guess. I mean, I think our stories are all at least feel, potentially hopeful, which is
Yeah, the future
nice.
one wasn't horrible.
I mean, apart from Skays, because I have no idea what that means, but I think it's hopeful as well. Is it? I mean, yeah, hopeful. Would you say?
Who the fuck knows?
Yes. It
Well,
was
that's good.
tinged with good things. I would stress that maybe we should worry a little bit about the immediate future, as there is some kind of parade or celebration, and not to say that that means we are a shoo-in, because there has been one historical instance where somebody failed their harrowing and they sort of did a kind of sarcastic parade. So I do.
Ron's
They did
Day.
what?
Well done. You did it.
The wizards
Oh my God,
parade effigies of Philemus around.
Oh my god.
I have
And then
just
cast them
found.
over the edge into the sky shield.
Jesus.
I've just found my new career. I'm going to be an event organizer, organizing sarcastic parades.
It's your birthright. It's your destiny.
It's like my fucking dream job.
We found it. Your tarot card's gonna change immediately.
Totally.
Oh dear, this poor Ron's lore LORE just gets bigger every episode now.
Oh my god.
Oh shit.
I think immediately Rock's just going to look at Eugene and just kind of go, this is not a sarcastic parade. I'm sure it's not. It's fine. I don't think your grandparents would have been as excited about it if they had any inkling it was going to be a sarcastic parade.
Unless they were really mean grandparents, but they're not.
No, they're not. I know. I know. Anyway,
If you
are you ready?
Yeah, do you think that we have something specific we have to wear? I'm sure we'll be told. It's
Oh god, I hope not. I didn't bring anything.
Neither did I.
Oh, I'm sure we're fine.
you still got your fancy clothes.
Yes,
You all are ready to head outside?
Oh, before we do, Eugene will grab Skaith for a private sojourn.
Oh, they are wizards, darling. We have to leave them.
Aisling and I are going to stand in the other corner of the room like that. Well,
Victoretta's coming in to kind of see how you're faring, and she sees that they're having a quiet moment. Just kind of grabs the two of you gently by the shoulder and just guides you out. I have something I need you two to do.
Which two?
Rock and Aisling.
All right, cool.
So she just came in to ruin our moment, and then
Yeah, I didn't know.
no,
it was just
no,
like,
I do not approve.
No sojourning for you. You're not even married. This way.
there will be no sojourning in my house.
No.
Skaith, I'm sorry to trouble you. I just wanted to grab you before the ceremony, and I assume you'll be going your separate way. Anyway, I'll just get to the point. I have a gift for you. And he will get out of his bag a scroll and pass it to Skaith. I noticed that you don't have a sending spell. So I
I noticed that your phone is shit. Here's an iPhone.
I mean, it's a very basic spell. It was one of my first. Here, have one of mine.
Yeah. Here's an iPhone 2. You fucking Neanderthal.
It's a level 1 sending spell.
Oh god.
I just so I took the liberty of scribing one a scroll of sending for you. Just should you ever need our help, you have a way to contact me.
This is very kind. I never bothered to learn the spell because I didn't really have anyone to message.
Oh god!
Oh my god.
God.
Wow.
You know.
Oh!
Yes, I very specifically do know.
For just £5 a month, you can give this wizard someone to talk to.
Oh my god.
Oh dear.
Oxfam for sad wizards. It's
Do you think Skates went through the spell book and just crossed out anything that involved the word friend?
It's called the
Oh
Rond
my
Foundation.
Oh! No! Oh.
Oh dear.
oh. This is
now
a great
you-
kindness, and I
You
will.
do.
I will,
I can't believe you said that. I never learned the syntax spell. There's no way.
Heartbreaking.
That is the saddest thing I've ever heard in
Oh, that spell
never
70
called me
episodes.
Oh dear.
This is a great kindness, and I will transcribe it into my spell book. I had some stuff I was going to give you later, but I think as we are doing exchanging, I think now would be maybe a good time. I did some research last night. I was in the library. I was deep enough that the library was a museum, which is always exciting. And it's just all of the notes from the research he did about planar observatories and the world's eye. So you have that. I'm not going to repeat that because you, Theo, were here.
I was.
And I know I saw the spell, the Stillwind Strike spell. I saw that you were maybe looking to copy it. One of the material components is a melee weapon that you need. And I know you have a knife and some other such things, but I thought maybe you would fare better with a knife fit for a wizard.
Oh, thank you.
She's going to hand you the dagger, the one that uses your intelligence instead of strength or dex.
You really don't have to give me this.
I have a much bigger knife that is also a cloak, so it is not.
Knife cloak.
Yes,
That's not a
cloak.
knife.
It is just.
These two cannot give a gift without there being some kind of shade attached, even if they
Oh
don't
my
realise
God,
it.
it's so fucking funny. I noticed you're
That's
nice
just
as shit.
wizards.
Oh, I
That's
noticed
just
you don't have
wizards.
any friends.
No, you don't have to give me that. No, it's okay. Take it. I have a real one. I mean,
Yes.
Oh.
The dagger also has some other abilities. I cannot remember off the top of my head, but it is in D&D Beyond, as in a public item. Skate's arcane dagger is a thing you can just add to your character sheets now. And I
amazing.
spent ages trying to get it to work, and it does work.
Well done.
Amazing.
With D&D Beyond's batshit awful homebrew system
Oof.
that I have spent years interacting with, so it does work.
Cool. You have my full authority to add that
It
to
is
your
just-
inventory.
Hell yeah.
Thank you.
No
thank
problem.
you. Really, that's really kind of you. And thank you for all your advice, I guess, before the harrowing. I mean, I know it didn't go exactly as we expected. Which is probably the understatement of the year. But I appreciate it nonetheless. And although I might not know exactly who I am, I know who I'm not, and I think that's enough for me.
That's great. Just so you know that maybe you do not see as a surface level thing, but I do listen and I do observe, and I notice how much trust you put in the people around you, and I put that trust in you, and in part, I cast a spell to make sure that Aisling could protect and fight, and I put my trust in the person you put your trust in. And when we sought after hope, I put my trust in Isarok, in order to keep my concentration on a spell for him. That is not so bad putting your trust in other people. It is just maybe I've seen too many people put their trust in people that should not be trusted.
Yeah, I think sometimes I'm probably too eager to give my trust to people, but I think maybe there's a happy medium in the middle somewhere.
You picked some good people.
It's that time.
Character growth
It's
moment.
that
The character immediately turns off the video and runs off. Nope.
Why?
Dear. Sorry, guys.
It's okay.
No?
I don't think I had anything else to add to the
No.
conversation.
You make your way outside, and Taletta is waiting by the entrance to the garden with a proud smile on her face. She guides you two. You cannot see where Aisling and Rock are at the minute. And you step out into this open area where a huge canopy has been put up, made of cloth that twinkles like starlights, with a single illusionary moon in the center, casting a soft, gentle light over everybody. Most of the household is there, as well as the people who oversaw your harrowing, the High Proctor, and most of the council. Not everybody. The Sunseaters,
Give you 3 guesses who's not there.
absent.
Don't play.
as is Dempsey, who you kind of quickly find out has been called back to the Bear King to explain exactly everything that's been going on, and probably got drunk on the way.
Hell yeah.
There is a huge round of applause, and the High Proctor steps forward. It has been requested that I keep this simple and to the point. As we know, wizards are known for being overly verbose from time to time. But I would like, in my official capacity, to welcome the world's 2 newest High Mages, Skaith Shadowmire, pupil of our own institution, and Eugene Zillman, student of the great Hythic Perp.
Woo!
You are now officially, and he kind of proffers some documentation, or get some people walk forward and give you some documentation. Both High Mages recognized through the realms.
Yeah!
Good luck. Enjoy the magic. It only gets more interesting from here.
Fucking party time now, lads.
The party goes on. You have a chance to do the rounds, and we will come back to some of that for some of you next week. But for Skaith, you get about an hour in when the crowd hushes and parts. 2 tall figures in black armor come forward through the crowd behind a shadowy portal behind them. One of them in a clear voice, feminine. I am looking for Skaith Shadowmire. You people kind of
I take a knee.
rise, High Mage. Your true training begins now. You will don the black. You will become an eternal guard.
Hell yeah!
Say your goodbyes, for your duties will not allow friends moving forward.
Oh. Just gave him a phone.
I've only just got some.
Just got one friend.
Scathe just throws the sending stone on the floor and stamps on it.
I think Scathe is going to go up to Isarok and offer to shake a hand.
I think Rock will sort of very seriously say, so I know this is what you were working towards, but when they said about friends, does that mean that we won't see you again?
If it is needed, then I may be called. I could be called to anywhere. This is about a higher purpose. And if that higher purpose is intersects, then we will see.
Well, I am very glad that you are on your way to achieving and fulfilling the purpose that you have set for yourself. And I'm very grateful for your help in protecting and, kind of a little kind of saving us a bit. I'm sure we'd be fine without you, but it helped that you would. Anyway, but yes, yes, thank you again. And Rock's going to put a hand on his shoulder and just kind of give his shoulder a squeeze and just kind of say, you should be very proud of yourself. And, I hope it's no offense, but this outsider is very proud to have fought alongside you. Also, you look all right in black. It's not bad.
It has been a genuine honor to come to know you. To fight alongside you has been greatly beneficial for me, my training and my studies. But knowing that the future is in part in your hands is a comfort. There is a long road ahead of you, and I am assured in your footsteps.
But thank you. I'm glad that you have that much confidence.
I'll go over to find Aisling, and I'm just gonna clasp a hand if she'll allow.
Yeah.
And just say,
She'll stop dancing for like a second.
it has been. You don't have to stop.
We can have this conversation.
Yeah!
Just holding his hand like that. Yeah, okay, I'll be at the minute.
It has been a tremendous joy to know you and to fight alongside you. I thank you greatly for your trust in me. To polymorph you into a T-Rex.
It's the best thing that has literally ever happened.
Oh, God. You have made my life hell from now on.
There is a tremendous burden placed at your feet, Aisling.
Oh.
And I think that lesser people would crumble. I think exactly who you are and all that makes you who you are makes you the perfect person for this task.
Really?
Yes. Some could say that there are elves out there, not to name names, that are a bit self-serious and may let some such task consume them wholesale. It takes somebody with a penchant for joy to endure such a thing.
Okay, that's a good thing.
Yes, it is excellent. Thank you again. Maybe
you're
we
like-
will see each other.
You're like one of the coolest and slightly more intimidating people I think I've met. So, thank you as well.
Thank you.
And for turning me into a T-Rex, that was the best thing ever, and you're great.
Maybe next time I could turn you into something even bigger. Who knows?
Bigger T-Rex.
That's not. I mean, that is.
Right.
Just say goodbye from me.
Oh, Alabaster says goodbye as well. And I know that those
Wow.
whoever they are said that you're not allowed to have friends, which kind of sucks. But I think you should sort of ignore that bit and have us as friends anyway.
I think it's more the shroud of secrecy and nobody can come with
We
me. I
won't
think
tell
it's kind of
anyone. We won't tell anyone.
Yeah, Aisling famously
Um,
great at keeping secrets.
Thanks.
So good.
I was going to say, we are known for our discretion.
So discreet and subtle. You can, just because I can't, I want you to stay our friend. So if you can, that'd be cool.
Gonna find Eugene and just Eugene. We have largely said goodbyes and exchanged gifts and such. I would just like to acknowledge that I'm a better wizard for having known you.
I literally thought you
I thought
literally thought you were gonna say, I just want to acknowledge that I'm a better wizard than you. Sorry.
I thought as well.
Sorry. It was a very
Very
lovely and I've ruined
sweet.
it. Yeah.
No, my brain went there too
Oh.
immediately.
What?
What
a
mic
fucking-
drop,
what a
like,
fucking
I'm better than you
perfect-
by.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And then Chris, if you'll allow. Oh,
I was just gonna say the same.
Chris, if you'll allow, I'm going to cast Steel Wind Strike, but instead of making melee attacks, I'm going to make 3 hugs before disappearing to the edge of the portal with the people that have come to get me.
I absolutely consider it a non-lethal attack of hug.
Oh god.
Oh my god, do we get temporary hit points from it?
Alas, no.
Oh, that's magic.
Chris, I'm going to do what I said, what I mentioned to you weeks ago that I'm going to do. As Scathe turns to head back towards the portal with his two guardians, whoever they are, Rock's just going to use minor illusion. And as he walks backwards with these 2 figures clad in black, there is a small little square sign on his back with a red L on it.
Wow.
And he's just going to have a little learner's sign on the back of his
Wow.
robe as he walks towards the portal.
There's a ripple of joyous laughter and a cheer of congratulations, and this is the last thing that Scathe hears before he steps through into his new life. And that is the only place we can end today.
Ah!
Thank you, everybody, and a huge thank you to Niky for bringing Scathe to
Niky!
our world.
Sorry.
I've absolutely adored having you here. I always love playing with you anyway, and I really adore Scathe. Thank you so much for poking the plot and these three in the best way possible.
Enabler. It's so good.
You wonderful, wonderful person. Tell people where they can find you.
Yeah. Most of you, I'm Niky. You know this now. I'm actually taking a break from streaming, and I'm taking a break from D&D as a whole. Most of you know the timings of this were all very strange, but I want to say thank you so much for letting me not only come and guest for that extended period, and also be that kind of like friendly agitator. It's difficult, you know, to go and be that person in someone else's group, and also to let someone come in and do that, you know, that poking and prodding. This has been a very cathartic experience for me, because while the timings was weird, it's kind of sort of been perfect for me on a personal level. Thank you all so much. I have loved playing with each and every one of you for different reasons. It has been genuinely a blessing. I love this world. I will continue to be an avid watcher. I will continue to be in the Discord. I will continue to use Skaith's sword on anyone who comes in and does anything stupid. I'm back in the mod seat, so you watch out. You know what I can do. This has been genuinely lovely. So while I personally have nothing to promote for the time being, I'm taking a bit of time. Please do check out all four of these wonderful people have their own personal projects, and I know they mention them, but they never really give it the gusto that they really should. Like genuinely.
I know they mentioned it, but they're a bit
genuinely,
shit.
they're all incredible. Yeah, you're modest, and you really should be less modest. Like, it's all really wonderful. Please do check them out. They're wonderful people. They're excellent creators, and it's not like it's charity. You know, the work they're putting out is excellent. It's well worth, you know, the dollar amount, as our American friends would say. So thank you. I'm going to be in the Discord. I'm going to be in the chat, and I'm sure I'm going to pop up somewhere sometime. So, and I will let you know when that happens.
Absolutely. And you're always welcome back whenever you want to come and play Scathe again at some point in the future.
Always.
Yeah.
Of course.
Nobody
Level
leaves
20 Scathe, let's go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh god, this is gonna be crazy.
Yeah.
I love it. Oh dear. Thank you again, Niky, so much. And I genuinely do believe that this has been so brilliantly timed for all of us as well. Like, to kind of get you in on this has just been so much fun. Gonna move around. Wayne, would you like to go next, please?
Sure. Yes, thank you, everybody. And yeah, thank you, Niky. Honestly, it's been an absolute joy having you. It's been so much fun to play with you again. So thank you for joining us. Yes, you can find most of my work that I am working on now under Created by Wayne, which is on pretty much all the socials, as well as my website and YouTube, or are all under Created by Wayne, one word. Please do check out my templates for sale and my YouTube videos that are up there to help people with branding and design. And otherwise, please say hi and give me a follow on social, where I post pretty pictures often of cats.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it. Okay, love you, bye.
Love you, bye. Yeah, do go and check out what Wayne is up to. His YouTube channel is amazing. It's full of really good advice. He has started back on the Instagram, and it looks gorgeous. And it's really, really quite good. As I kind of said to Wayne earlier, we get some messages come through on different channels saying, "Hey, shall we work on your overlay for you?" And I just send them to Wayne and say, "Please, what have you got to offer that we do not already have?"
We've had 3 of those in the chat today.
I know.
We've had literally 3 that
to...
have been fucking.
Yeah, just
there seems to be a bit of a thing at the moment because everyone's getting them.
it is September, so I think that they are more active at the moment. So
yeah, so if you haven't subscribed to our channel, now is a great time for you to do so.
Good point.
Thank you. Theo, would you like to go next?
Oh, that's me.
Yes.
I'm Theo. I have and will continue to be Theo. You can find my work if you wish to see it on my website, theoblueillustration.com, where there's links to all of my many social medias that I'm not really that active on at the moment because I'm very, very busy. Because I've almost finished my book.
So close.
So
So
close.
close. Oh my god.
Exciting.
Hallelujah. Which you can pre-order if you like. I again
should
do not have a
pre-order.
link, but you can do it.
But if you follow,
Wayne has a link.
Wayne has a link. Yeah, Wayne is
Yay!
prepared.
Thanks, Wayne.
It's got loads of cool indie bookshops that you can pre-order it from, and you should
Yeah,
pre-order. 'cause pre-orders mean
the-
loads.
We
Yeah,
pre-ordered.
very
important.
You should too.
The link tree that Wayne has posted is links to specifically LGBT indie bookshops in the UK. I believe you can also, for anyone who's stateside watching, it is also available for pre-order, or if it isn't, it will be very soon from Barnes and Noble and the like.
Very cool. Very, very cool. Very exciting. So,
Mhm.
so close. You have been working so hard, and you are amazing for it because we know that you are. You want to finish, and you've done so much great work. So, well done from us.
So close.
So
I can
close.
almost
The last
taste
few meters.
Charlie.
Yes. All my stuff is at charlievince.com. That's got illustration and my shop and links to prints and Redbubble, and all my social media and stuff is on there as well. That's about it, really, from me. Niky, it's been so fucking fun having you on the stream. Oh my god. It's always so good when we get someone on who's like, oh yeah. You click, you fit. Yeah, this works. So yeah, that's been awesome. And thank you everyone for watching. And make sure you're in our Discord because our Discord is really fun and
Yes.
full of very excellent, top quality pet pictures and memes. So you don't want to miss out on
Yes. Also, World Lore, of which I have been a bit busy the last couple of weeks, so I haven't been able to do, but I have something planned in relation to things that were discovered today.
that.
So
Oh my god.
I will be dropping something this week. I hope.
And hi mum, love you mum.
Hi, Charlie!
Charlie!
We love you. Thank you so much for joining us as always. So I guess that just leaves me. I am Chris Mepham, RPG, wherever your media is socialed. I am primarily focusing on Blue Sky at the moment, where I am going back through some old art and I'm just kind of readdressing it, including the wonderful cards I got to do for these amazing people for our title sequence. If you want to see a little bit more about the information that went into their creation, do so. Last week I did all the core characters and the title cards themselves. A little explanation of what into there. Next week I'm doing guest characters, which is a closer look at all the wonderful guest characters we've had. And I mean all the wonderful guest characters. It's a little bit of a spoiler, but there will be a reveal towards the end of the week of Scave's card. Which
I've
I'm
seen
very,
it. It looks so fucking cool. It's so
I'm
good.
really proud of it. Very, very proud. And I love them all, but I'm really proud of Scave's.
Yeah, it is beautiful.
And very, very excited. So that will be towards the end of this week. But keep an eye anyway, because you will get to see all our wonderful furry, feathered, and ferocious friends who have helped this trio on their journey so far.
I've got one punching my leg right now.
Yep.
Theo
By the way,
knows
quick-
in the studio
just-
getting a whack from Bulba if you're not paying enough attention.
Just so that any of our American friends who want to pre-order Theo's book, it's even available to pre-order from Target. So
Wow, is it?
That's
Mhm.
amazing.
Amazing. I love that. That's very
insane. For some reason, that's really cool.
cool.
Get Barnes and Noble, get it from
quite
Target.
big.
Massive.
Yeah,
it's
get
called
the
Bar-
target.
Barnes and Noble and Target links are both in the chat.
I'm
so
so jealous of you guys having Target. It looks like such a good shop.
I really want to go to Target one day.
Oh my God,
Yeah,
I
it
would
looks
be
so
an-
fun.
I would be a nightmare. I'd
Probably
buy
get
all the home
massively
stuff.
sensory overwhelmed.
Totally.
But
It's like
It's worth it.
QD on acid.
Oh, it's so. I enjoy Target. I tried to get some aspirin, and the smallest denomination I could get was 500. Like a
Yeah.
bottle of 500 aspirin was the smallest amount I could get. The smallest
Yeah.
amount is insane.
I think the smallest tub of like peanut butter you can get is like a liter.
I'm gonna move us on, guys, because
Anyway.
this is
yeah.
after show conversation, definitely.
Sponsored by Target.
We love you all to pieces. Thank
No,
you.
but we could be Target.
Oh my god!
Thank you so much, everybody, for being with us. We love you to pieces. Take care of one another.
Okay.
Roll dice, tell stories, and be amazing.
Love you, bye.
Bye.